You're in Braves country. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj. The pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don, Ernie, Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pump cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare above bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field, Lars Nootbaar. 3 home runs, 11 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .238. Batting second, playing first, Wilson Contreras. 2 home runs, 9 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .182. Nolan Gorman is batting third and playing second. He has a .258 average with 1 home run, 4 RBI. Nolan Arenado is batting cleanup and playing third. 2 home runs, 10 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .282. Burleson, the designated hitter, is batting fifth. He has 6 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .239. Jordan Walker in right field and batting sixth. 2 home runs, 7 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .215. Paez is behind home plate and batting seventh. He has 1 home run, 10 RBI, batting .255. Batting eighth and playing center field, it's Victor Scott II. He has 1 home run, 9 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .264. Mason Wynn is batting ninth and playing short. 1 home run, 3 RBI, batting .222. On the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals, it's Andre Palante. He's 2-1 with a 3.22 ERA, a 1.07 WHIP, 22 1/3 innings, 17 hits allowed, 15 strikeouts, 7 walks, 3 home runs served. The Atlanta Braves are going with the bullpen game today, so we will introduce each bullpen guy as the game goes on. We also have a bullpen emoji that we have created for you. You'll notice it where you normally find the starting pitcher. It's a bullpen cart with the Atlanta Braves logo, a barrel of smoke blowing out the back as it would head towards the pitching mound. Batting leadoff and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Alex Verdugo. Dr. Doogie is 5 for 17 on the year with 1 RBI, 294 average. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 6 home runs, 15 RBI, batting .278. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 4 home runs, 9 RBI, batting .323. Matt Olson is batting cleanup and playing first. He has 3 home runs, 14 RBI, batting .237. Ozzie Albies, batting fifth, playing second. 4 home runs, 11 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .235. Batting sixth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He has 3 home runs, 10 RBI, 4 stolen bases, and has raised his average to .220. Batting seventh, behind home plate, Sean Murphy. He's batting just .205 on the year, but he does have 5 home runs, including the big one last night with 11 RBI. Batting eighth and in right field, Kid Kelnick. He's batting .167 on the year. He does have 2 home runs, both of them solo shots, 2 RBIs. Batting ninth and playing short, it's Orlando Arcia. He's getting the start tonight with 1 RBI and a .222 average. If you're wondering why he's getting the start, he is 1-for-1 lifetime versus Palante. That may have something to do with it. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate, it's Jordan Baker. Your first base umpire, Stu Sherwater. Second base will be manned by Dan Merzell. And down the third base line, it's Mark Carlson. Carlson is by far the highest rated umpire in this crew, so it could be a bumpy ride tonight and tomorrow with Baker and Sherwater behind home plate. Game time temperatures today at Truist Park at first pitch are expected to be 74 degrees, with the wind blowing right to left at 5 miles an hour. There's a 40% chance of rain, but it does look like we'll get the game in. Let's check the radar. Looks like it's just going to get through and past to squeeze in game 2 of the series. Not much of a threat for tomorrow's game, which, remember, once again, it's a 12:15 first pitch getaway day. Our pick to click tonight, well, you look at the numbers versus Palante, and there's a couple of them that jump out at you, but you might as well ride the hot hand. Austin Riley is 3 for 3 lifetime versus Palante with a home run and 3 RBIs. And we understand there could be regression, but 3 for 3 on a guy who's been on a hot streak, that ain't nothing. So we'll give us the rake, and the Braves to win a high-scoring affair with this bullpen game. Braves are going to have to put some runs up if we're going to get the W. Give me your Atlanta Braves to win this one 8-5. As we take a look at the lines out in the desert, your Atlanta Braves are minus 145 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Buyer beware on that. Taking the Braves on a minus 145 in a bullpen game is dicey at best. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the Country Club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Let's get this sucker in before the rain comes a call. Just checking the radar one more time. Rain is possibly in the area. At about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. All right, let's get to the roll call real quick. I got some clips I want to play for y'all, so we got to get to it. Good evening, Daryl. I see Charles Fritz. I see, thank you for the kind words, Charles. I see pushing buttons. Fallen Angel. Jedi's back. Must have fought off the dark forces. I don't think I've seen Jedi in a few days. Brian Andrews. Ricky Ricardo. D is back. See who else we have in here. I know I saw a Hellion. Bugs is in here. Good evening, Hellion. John is back. Thought I saw Robert. There's Charlie Elrod. Giad. SS Dub is in here tonight. Assuming the goat's wandering around here and probably Edward Spry, though we haven't seen him in the chat yet. There's Edward Spry. Pembroke, Virginia. He Blake. The video. Raymond Wallace. Here you go. Video Pro. The first few times I've seen that, I did not catch that. I thought it was David something, but I get it now. Video Pro. Swipe Left's up in here. Charles Henry. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back, play some clips from last night, and get into what they said when we return here on Braves Country. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves country. Voice of God must mean it's about time to get into this game. Let's go ahead and hear some clips. I want y'all to hear, first of all, from Riley. That's a really short clip. And then from Snicker on everything that's going on with Strider and everything else with the team. So this was the first one from Riley. This is right after the game, talking about his hustle.
In the eighth, you getting out of the box, busting it down the line. Walk me through your mindset on that.
Went up and in there, first pitch, and then kind of buckled me a little bit and check swung, and I was just like, hey, that's you treat the game right, it's going to treat you right, and that's what I've been taught. That's what we do around here is we hustle, and I was able to start a rally.
I love the way you play the game. I don't know how much I like the way you slide, but I'm glad that you're okay. Talk to me.
My nose is hurting a little bit, but it's worth it. We got to win. That's all that matters. So we'll work on the slide.
The energy in this stadium is like nowhere else. What's it like to come through and hit a big home run here and have everybody go nuts?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. The fans are the reason why we get to play, and our fans are unbelievable. I love playing here, and everybody in there loves playing here. And they were with us when that eighth inning, and they help us. So keep bringing it.
All right, and then this is Snicker, and let's see how long is this one? I don't think it's that long. Nah, it's only a few minutes. But this was after the game yesterday, reacting to the game, but then also talking about the whole Strider injury.
See Murph come back from his injury this year and not
really good. He told us too. And the day that before we activated him, he was here. I think it was with that rain out and everything. We're like, the heck with it. We'll just. And he goes, "This is not going to be like last year. It's a different injury. I'm a different guy." And he assured us, he's like, "I'm going to be better than I was," and he has been.
Those are his Maton's first two walks of the season. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
no. Yeah, that's good at bats to, not expand the zone right there. Big at bats.
What was the deal on Strider? Were you shocked? Surprised?
Yeah, no, I was coming here to see you guys this afternoon, and he come up the stairs, and it's like, I asked him, what's the matter? And he said he pulled a hamstring playing catch, just doing his normal catch. Wasn't accelerated or anything. It's just kind of one of them freak things. I said it's just one of them things. You can do everything right and still have something happen, which he does. And it's just a freak thing.
Shoe slipping? Anything?
No, he was just playing catch. Just catch that he plays every day or, he was just like feeling his arm, I think, kind of, the day before he pitches. So it wasn't anything, accelerated or strenuous. It's just a freak thing.
What did the MRI show?
I didn't hear. It's a strain. I don't, it's, how them things are. It's going to be some kind of opener. But we're kind of still going powwow and, who to do and all that kind of stuff. But it'll be one of the bullpen guys.
How do you think Spencer Schwelbach pitched tonight?
You know what? He battled his rear off tonight, I think. He maybe wasn't as sharp as he has been. But you know what? Then he goes 7 innings, and by right, he should have gave up 2 runs. We had made the one bad throw, or even if the bases are loaded and the infield single scores a run. And, so I think that's a good sign with a young guy when, maybe they're not as sharp as they normally are. Stuff isn't as crisp, but, his velocities were really good. But you know what? They don't let the dam cave in on him. He kept us in the game and kept competing, and we got 7 innings. That was awesome.
Seems to be a good competitor.
Yeah, very much. He's a really good competitor, and he helps himself by doing all those little things, too.
Spencer, seeing where he was as Strider.
Yeah.
Seeing where he was, just coming back from a long rehab, is this going to have to take a lot of precaution here?
Well, I don't know. I think it'll probably, it'll be a few days to see where he's at when they start doing the tests and how he feels tomorrow, the next day, all that kind of stuff. They'll treat him up, and then I think they're just going to have to play it by ear and as we go forward. And hopefully not. Hopefully this was just a weird thing that heals up really good. But you know what? It's all these kind of injuries. You just never know how long it's going to take. It could be slight. We've seen a lot of slight ones that take a while, or so just just hope for the best, and for his sake, ours, and I just hate it again for the guy. He spent you do all that work, you do everything right, and it's still something like this can bite you.
Top of the ninth there, a lot of hard hit balls, and then
but you know what? He hung on the air too, and it's just kind of baseball.
All right, so there you have that, and Braves are about to take the field, and we got a bullpen game today, and we got Scott Blewett on the. That's just never going to get old. We got Scott Blewett on the mound starting the game for us. What do I expect tonight from him? Well, in a perfect world, he gives us 3 innings. I don't think you can bank on that. I think that's just what you're rooting for. He's got a slider, a fastball, and a splitter. That's it. But that's what you expect from a bullpen guy. So this isn't something where you're expecting him to go out there and give us 5 or 6 shutdown innings. What you're expecting him to do is give us an outside chance to win this game against one of the Cardinals' better starting pitchers. Clemente has pitched very well. He's got a 3.22 ERA this year. And he's a good right-hander, but the Braves can get to him. What you're going to see from Clemente is he's got a 4-pitch mix. He does a 4-seam fastball about 53% of the time, and then the slider at 26% of the time. So that's what you'll really see out of Clemente, the fastball and the slider. He's got a sinker and a curve that come in at 11 and 10% respectively, and those are to keep you off balance, but he really wants to lean on that fastball and slider. Blewett is, I just can't call the guy that we're pulling for Blewett all night long, so I'm going to call him Scotty B. Scotty B is warming up on the mound right now, getting ready for the beginning of the game. Now we have threatening skies, but it does look like we can get the game in as long as it's not a marathon. Looks like, and it's not a big storm that's going to come in, because by the time it gets to the Atlanta area, it looks like it's going to thin out quite a bit. But to prevent any kind of rain delay or anything, it looks like if we can get this in a normal 2.5, 3 hours, we should be okay. Of course, you never know. That's why they call it weather. But the main thing the key for us to win tonight is the bullpen is going to have to pitch much better than they have this entire year. In fact, look at last night. We almost blew the four-run lead in the ninth. I just think that was a bad outing by Iglesias, putting him in a game where he's not able to not to get the save. We talked about it last night. I think that had a lot to do with it. All right, we're just about set, and Scotty B comes set with his red glove, and yes, sir, it's baseball time in Braves country. The first pitch on the way is swung on and chopped foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Lars Nootbaar, the batter, as we welcome everybody in. Those of y'all watching elsewhere is the 0-1 pitch. Slider up top for a strike. It's 0-2. We put the link in the other streams that we have going on, but just know that we're going to be YouTube only around the 3rd or 4th inning. The 0-2 swung on, chops it over to first. Matt Olson has it. He'll step on the pillow. 1 away. Doing that because we're trying to continue to build. We've been doing that quite a bit, and it's been helping build our YouTube crowd so far, so we continue to do it. But I just wanted to explain it as we begin the broadcast. We always put it in the different outlets. And, of course, all your radio stations that are carrying us, they are running ads telling you to jump into our clips. So we appreciate those independent stations all around the nation. First pitch on the way to Contreras is swung on. That's going to be a worm burner right up the middle, in between second and short. And it's going to be a 1-out single for Contreras and the Redbirds. Fastball right down Main Street, and he smacked it on the ground. What Scotty B is going to be trying to do here today is he is going to be looking to induce double plays with this sinker and slider with the man on and keep the ball down. He's had issues with that in the past. First pitch on the way to Gorman. is a slider in on his hands. It's 0-1. The 0-1, righty-lefty. Scotty brings it, swing, pops it back. It's 0-2. I'm sure we'll make some jokes about the blew it part, but man, I can't continually call a guy blew it when you're pulling for him. I remember calling his game. We looked it up. I believe it was last year. I remember making jokes then, but it's different when you're pulling against him. The 0-2 count. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses high and out of the zone. Braves nothing, Cardinals nothing. Just getting going here in the top of the first inning. Infield is back and to the right. Scotty B brings it. 94 inside. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Yes, sir, Mark. I saw it. I appreciate it. The 2-2. Outside wide splitter misses. 3-2. I believe we put it on the screen for a good while during the pregame show. So a full count now by Scotty B. Gorman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider down and off the plate. 2 down. No matter how well he pitches, I don't believe we would see Scotty B through the lineup a second time. Now, maybe if it's the last out of the inning and there's nobody on, but if they're seriously trying to win this game, he's not a guy that I would think that they would have him go through the lineup twice. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. It's not just the fact that he only has 3 pitches, so you kind of limit the looks you can give the batters, but the other thing is he just wouldn't be stretched out long enough to go more than 2 innings, 3 at the most. The 0-1, 83, slider. Looked like it hit the inner part of the track. Did not get the call. In fact, looking at it on the pitch box, it definitely hit the inside. So a 1-1 count to Arenado, batting .282 on the year. The pitch. Fastball misses high, 2-1. Your home plate umpire, Jordan Baker, we've seen issues with him for many a moons. He pinches the strike zone. That's going to be a problem in a bullpen game for the Braves. The 2-1. Fastball right there. We'll call it the splitter, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Scotty B, 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. 1 on, 2 outs. He's going to flip it over to first real quick to keep Contreras close by. Contreras playing first tonight, but has been a catcher for most of his career. Not much of a threat to go, but he does have better speed than most catchers. The 2-2. Pitch on the way, swung on. Chopped over to Ozzie. Ozzie to Olsen. That'll end the inning. So they put 1 on, but after that, we put out the fire. Scotty B, so far so good. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. We grab the sticks.
You know, I wish I could sleep, but then my stupid ADHD kicks in, and well, it's basically 1 sheep, 2 sheep, cow, turtle, duck.
So wait a minute. I figured it out, guys. If I put a letter in the mail with no stamp, it'll get sent back to me at the return address. So why wouldn't I just put the place that I want it to go in the return address and not put a stamp on it?
Far removed from the soft-spoken, slap-hitting Gwynn is our 8th greatest right fielder.
Reggie's flamboyance could not be overlooked by anybody.
I was only concerned about putting the fat part of the bat on the baseball. I didn't feel there was anything that could stop me from doing that.
But he backed up his flamboyance with production.
I think the attention came with his power. He would hit some shots.
That hit the transformer up there.
I mean, they would go places where I've never seen balls hit before.
And the bigger the stage, the greater was Reggie's penchant to produce.
In the lights were shining the brightest, so too did Reggie.
Game number 6 of the 1977 World Series.
You can just see before the game, he was kind of chomping at the bit. He knew that this was his moment, and he wasn't going to let it pass.
And Reggie seized the moment by hitting not one, not two, but 3 home runs in a single World Series game.
You know, it's a great feeling. Guys like DiMaggio and Mays and Aaron and Clemente, and I can now say that I had one day that was like those guys.
Reggie's career numbers are certainly impressive, but when you add in his 18 postseason home runs, 48 RBIs, and 5 World Series rings, well, you can certainly understand why they called him Mr. October.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Looking forward.
Welcome back. Alex Verdugo will lead us off. The first pitch on the way from Clemente is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch came in at about 94 miles an hour. The 0-1 from Clemente. 94 four-seamer right up there again. It's 0-2. So back-to-back fastballs about letter high out over the plate. Verdugo quickly in the hole, 0-2. Braves nothing. Cardinals nothing. Bottom of the first in a bullpen game for your Atlanta Braves, trying to extend their 4-game winning streak. The 0-2. Swing. Rips it over towards first. Just going to stay inside the line. Contreras will make the play. He'll outrun Verdugo to the bag. G3 in your scorecard. One away. They were playing Verdugo over there. He was standing on the line, and that's exactly where the ball went. One down, bottom of the first, and Austin Riley, who had the big home run last night. He had many last year until he got injured. The first pitch on the way, 94 inside. It's 0-1. The other thing you got going on is he's 3 for 3 lifetime against Clemente. I'm sure they're both aware of that. The 1-0. Swing, rattles it back foul, 94. Straight to the backstop. So 1-1 count. Clemente comes set, brings it. Swing! That ball's ripped towards left field, coming over, making the running catch in left field is Nootbaar 2 away. Austin Riley hit that one on the screws. Nootbaar had him played pretty well. Didn't have a long way to go, but he had to get on his horse for sure. Riley must have said something funny like, basically I knocked the crap out of that one, because as he went to the dugout, Snicker had a big old grin on his face. Marcell Ozuna, the batter. First pitch on the way. 95 below the knees, 4-seam fastball. It's 1-0. We saw Jordan Baker recently, and he was one of those umpires we've ran into in recent times that really had a bad night behind the plate, and a few of the Braves players had some issues with him. The 1-0, right there at the knees, 1-1. Marcell Ozuna, most vividly, was one of them. Marcell now batting .323 on the young season. The 1-1. Swing, chops it foul. It's 1-2. One-two count. Marcell steps out of the box. Clemente, his 10th pitch of the inning, in the dirt. That ball bounced about a foot or so in front of home plate. 2-2. So the 2-2 brings him in the dirt. 3-2. Second time we tried to get him to chase that slider. Second time it went into the dirt. That one was a little closer, but it was still right in front of the plate. If you saw the controversy, it's a 3-2. Down and in, ball 4. So Marcel head on down to first. Good job by Marcel to work his way aboard. Baker was involved in one of the calls over the weekend where Aaron Judge was involved as the first pitch on the way. It swung on and chopped by Olsen. That's going to be an easy step on the bag by Contreras, and that'll end the inning. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Olsen swung at a slider that just went down and in. We'll be back in a flash, talk more about Baker in his last time versus the Braves when we return.
It is 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it's time you got your ass in the bed. That's where I'm
so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do.
Hey, Sugar, you need to get up and you need to pull yourself together. You got this, okay? Stop sulking.
There's no denying that our top second baseman stands above the rest.
Any way you look at it, Rogers Hornsby is the greatest hitting second baseman of all time. The guy was a beast.
The guy hit for power. He ran. He could field his position. He was unbelievable.
Brash and blunt, Hornsby seemed to hold the opposition in disdain.
Will you explain why you stand in the extreme corner of the box, Rog?
Well, it gives me the advantage of stepping in and hitting the ball to any field.
The career of the man they called Raja blossomed with the advent of the live ball era. He won 7 batting titles and did so with power never seen at his position.
What was Hornsby's difference from all the second basemen who had gone before and those who had come after? It was the extraordinary total base power.
Consider that he is the only second baseman ever to exceed 400 total bases, and he did so twice. Hornsby's combination of consistency and power won him 2 Triple Crowns, a feat matched only by Ted Williams.
Hornsby for 5 consecutive years averaged over 400. It almost looks like a misprint in the record book.
Hornsby is the best second baseman of all time, but the manner in which he roared through the 20s takes him to still another level.
If you go back to 1920, you find that Rogers Hornsby led the National League in average, on-base percentage, and slugging every year for a 6-year stretch. Even Babe Ruth didn't dominate the league to that extent.
I ain't gonna lie, whoever came up with a 30-minute lunch break, they need a 30-minute ass whooping.
That clip right there got me. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Check swing, swing by Burleson that'll dribble over to Riley. He'll flip it over to first. It's a 5-3 put out. 1 away. That clip about the guy talking about 30-minute lunch break deserves a 30-minute ass whipping. 1 down. Jordan Baker, so just to try to cut to the chase so we don't go over it all night long, but we've had a few games over the last few years with Baker that have been really controversy. In general, if I went back and looked at all of his umpire cards over the last few years on ones that kind of raised everyone's eyebrows, typically when he misses a call, it is on the right-hander's side of the plate down and in. The 0-1 swung on by Jordan Walker's popped up high in the sky. That's a major league pop-up. Harris will camp underneath it for a long out, number 2. Scotty B is at 19 pitches now. It's pretty good on that front. Like I said, if you can get through the order one time with him, he's really done his job. Anything after that is, well, beyond phenomenal. First pitch on the way to Paez, 92 at the knees. It's 0-1. One advantage that you have when it is a bullpen game is that a lineup doesn't typically see a pitcher multiple times and make adjustments. The 0-1, swing and a miss, four-seam fastball, it's 0-2. The biggest drawback you have is you're not getting one of the best pitchers on the staff, because obviously if it's a bullpen guy, he doesn't have a big arsenal. The other thing is, when you go to that bullpen 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a game, you're expecting everybody to be on, and that's really difficult to pull off. The 0-2's in the dirt, 1-2. All it takes is one guy to come out, and he can't find the zone that night, and the whole thing unravels. Philadelphia and the Mets, they are playing tonight. We'll keep you up to date on that. They're just getting going. The 1-2, slider misses down and away. Two count, 2 outs, top of the second. Deuces wild. Scotty B swung on, dragged over towards short. RC has got it. He'll flip it over to first, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The middle of the order due up for the Bravos.
But at the same time, like I said, and me, I'm 56 years old. Damn!
I'm sorry.
I was overweight and looked terrible, but AIDS helped me lose 46 pounds. The AIDS diet plan helped me lose 28 pounds.
AIDS helps control your appetite so you lose weight, yet AIDS lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant in AIDS is not a stimulant.
AIDS helped me to lose 18 pounds, and it doesn't contain anything to make me nervous.
Question: why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS? AIDS helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
Throughout baseball history, there has been 3 different types of ideas: good ideas, bad ideas, and Charlie Finley ideas. Before Charlie Finley became the owner and general manager of the A's, he was an insurance salesman and worked in the steel mills. During his tenure with the A's, he had some of the wildest ideas. Here are some of the best ones I could find. Thinking that white baseballs were hard for the fans to follow, he decided to test out orange baseballs. Pitchers hated them because they were slippery and hard to grip. Hitters complained that they couldn't pick up the spin on the ball because of the minimal color difference between the orange ball and the red seam. During a spring training game in 1971, Finley tested out the idea of the 3-ball walk. The thought was it would create more offense and shorten the game in the process. The result was much different, and there was 19 combined walks in the only game it was used. Another idea he had wanted was every player to never sign more than a 1-year contract. It would be complete chaos. He grazed sheep in the outfield and even moved in the fences to create more offense until the league made him put them back. He installed Harvey the Rabbit to deliver baseballs to the home plate umpire. He would periodically emerge from the ground behind home plate with a basket full of baseballs. His eyes flashed and the organ would play "Here Comes Peter Cottontail." Heard of a crazy baseball idea or change? Share it in the comments.
A naked guy walks into a bar. Bartender said, "What are you getting?" Naked guy says, "A draft."
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Reds and Marlins tied at 1 in the 4th as Ozzie Albies leads us off. Clemente goes back to work. His first pitch of the second inning is 94 up top. Top shelf strike. Ozzie doesn't like it. It's 0-1. Looked like it might have clipped the top of the zone. The 0-1. Clemente brings it. Swing. And that ball is rattled over into left field. Good piece of hitting by Ozzie. And he'll head on down to first. And it's a leadoff single by the Wiz. Good job of hitting Ozzie Albies.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
He smoked that ball just past the Gold Glove of Arenado. That ball was hit so hard down the left side as they were playing him to pull. Arenado had no chance to react. Michael Harris II comes in and takes the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Harris has lifted his average up to 220. Remember, he was down below the Mendoza line a few games ago. 1-0. Righty, lefty. Infield is back into the right. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Good block by Paez. He's been busy tonight. A lot of sliders in the dirt by Clemente already. We continue the out-of-town scoreboard here. Nationals lead the Orioles 3-0 in the 4th. Mets over the Phillies 1-0. That game just is now heading to the second inning. Yankees over the Guardians 1-0 in the sixth. They started, I believe, 6-10 today. The 2-0 to Harris. Time is called. Jordan Baker, home plate umpire, jumped out from behind Paez at home plate. I guess that was a timeout for Michael Harris at the very last. I mean, you're talking about the last second. I think he had something in his eye that had something to do with that. But he was dangerously close there. I mean, I don't even know if Baker probably should have allowed it. The 2-0, swing and a miss. Changed a four-seam fastball out of his shoes. It's 2-1. That pitch was down and away. Really more of a sinker that rang up as a fastball. Padres lead the Tigers 2-0 in the fourth in Detroit. Clemente flips it over to first to keep Ozzie close by. Mariners 1, Red Sox 1, bottom of the third in Fenway. Later on tonight, you got the White Sox at the Twins, the Rockies at the Royals, Dodgers at the Cubs. 2-1 to Harris. Swing. Baltimore chopper towards the mound, and he will tag out Harris as they pretty much collided. It'll be an out on Harris. Ozzie will make it down to second, so basically a swinging bunt. Both players appear to be okay. Harris was trying to outrun him to force a throw, and Clemente got the ball just in time where he stuck it out and hit him on the belt with the glove hand. Contreras put his hands over his head as that collision happened to basically say, oh my God, don't anything bad happen, because you think about what happened to the San Diego Padres first baseman the other day on Sunday Night Baseball. First pitch on the way to Murphy, misses his own low. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty. Swing. That ball's chopped over to third. Arenado has it. He'll chase Ozzie back to first. Flip it over to Contreras. 5-3 on the putout. 2 down. Later on tonight, you get the Blue Jays at the Astros at 8:10. Pirates and Angels at 9:38. Rays are at the Diamondbacks in Phoenix at 9:40, where the Braves are heading on Friday night. Brewers at the Giants, 9:45, and the Rangers are at the A's. A's called up their top prospect, first baseman today. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelenic is a four-seam fastball. Kind of a bending one with some movement, almost cut action down in the zone. It's 0-1. Very similar to the one that Michael swung at on the outer edge, but this one was right down the pipe. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Another pitch identical. It's 0-2. It's being rang up as a four-seam fastball on the screen. But I believe that's a sinker. It's got way too much movement down for that to be a four-seamer. It's either a sinker or a two-seamer that he's messing with. The 0-2 in the dirt. Good take by Kelenic, 1-2. Clemente at 24 pitches, so he's more than good on that end. Kelenic batting just 167. He does have the 2 home runs, but both of them have been solo shots. The 1-2. Swing, chops the foul. 1-2 once again. We hope to have Ronald Acuna Jr. back in the lineup in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which will really extend this lineup. He would, as the 1-2 in the dirt. Ball goes to the backstop, and Ozzie Albies will scoot on down to third. There are 2 outs, so you either need another one of those wild pitches, or you need an error or a base hit to get him home. But what it may do is take the slider out of his bag of tricks here with the 2-2 count, because if he throws another one to the backstop, the go-ahead run will come home. The 2-2 Inside, 95, 3-2. I think he was shooting for the downs, trying to get the same pitch that he threw the first 2 times. Got it elevated a little bit and almost got Kelenic inside. So a full count. Ozzie pretty far down the third base line. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball's hit on the ground, but right at the second baseman, Gorman, and that'll end the inning. 4-3 on the putout. Braves threaten Ozzie all the way to third base, but we can't get him in. We'll be back here in a flash to see if Blewett cannot when he returns.
I believe in mass deportations, and I want the following groups rounded up immediately. People who say especially. Dear God, anyone who refers to their wife as mother. Anyone who says it's a great day to have a great day. People who buy French bulldogs. People whose houses are spotless, but when you walk in, they're like, sorry, I didn't get a chance to clean up. People who say, I did a thing. People who don't know that doodles are just mutts. People who have never waited tables.
I said, hey, pick a color number sequence and stay with it for rhythmic purposes. So I demonstrated. Blue 85, blue 85, sit up. So Randall Cunningham, he was the best, man. He got up there, he had a great voice. He'd go, Aqua 22, Aqua 22. I'm like, Aqua. The next time he might get up there, he'd go, Turquoise 19, Lavender 66. I'm like, dude, you're killing me, man. He's like, Gru, you take this too serious, man. That's great. You know, he was the best, man.
Number 7. It was the turn of the century. Dead ball era was in full swing, but no one told Hall of Famer Sam Crawford.
His contemporaries describe him as a powerful hitter.
Crawford shared the outfield with the very best hitter of his time, Ty Cobb. But there was one category where not even the Georgia Peach could match the exploits Wahoo Sam.
Sam Crawford could hit triples like nobody's business.
He holds the all-time Major League record triples. Now that is an awful lot.
He possessed great power. Many old-timers say if he was playing with today's lively ball, he would rewrite the home run record.
And in this era, the triples are really indicative of a power hit. The ball, by the end of the game, is almost like a squishy grapefruit. And Sam Crawford is hitting this ball into gaps, line drive power.
If he had played in later years, he would have certainly been a home run champion.
Aqua 22, Turquoise 19.
Welcome back, Scott Blewett. Scotty B goes back to work. First pitch misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. He'll face Victor Scott, the number 8 hitter, to start us off. The 1-0 swung on, lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So the leadoff runner is aboard, and he's got good speed. They've got good speed all around on this team tonight. Mason Wynn, who we did not see last night, he's been battling some injuries. He is in the number 9 slot as he comes to the plate. He has got very good speed, and he is an elite defensive shortstop. If you haven't watched him play before, he had 15 saved runs in 2024 alone. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. They're going to flip it over to first real quick to keep Scott close by. Righty. Speed on the base paths. The 0-1 pitch. Swing! That ball's belted down the third base line. Backhanded by Riley. An atom ball. A scorcher. My word. One away. That ball was absolutely incinerated. I don't know how Riley saw it, much less got his glove up to get it. I think he's missing his calling as an NHL goalie. That ball was hammered. And with those two speedsters, if you don't get that cleanly, they're probably both going to be safe if that ball gets away at all. Back to the top of the order, Nootbaar is the batter. Now this is where it's going to get sticky. Scotty B, a reliever, trying to get a third inning of work here, and we're at the top of the order. First pitch on the way, swung on and belted, and that ball is gone. Now, anybody who knows how to manage a bullpen knows that that's why you don't put them back out there for a second go-around. But we all know how that is in Braves country. It's 2-0 St. Louis. Hanging slider, and this time he sees him a second time around. And Scotty blew it. Yeah, he blew that one for sure. You can put that one on the management. That was a cement mixer slider, and the second time that Newt Barr sees the batter, he plants it into the right field seats. So 2 across. First pitch on the way, fastball. That ball's roasted down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases because Celtic misplays it, and now you got a 1-out double. See what happened here on the play. I have to get an extra look at that. He might have just overran it. Trying to see if they're going to show the replay on that. See what happened here. Was the production team that cut off the... Yeah, that's what happened. He overran it. I don't think he was going to get him anyway, so that probably won't be an error. Because even if he scoops it up, his momentum's going to be taking him out of play, and there's just no way he's going to throw out the runner. First pitch on the way is chopped foul to Gorman. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Way outside wide, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Scotty B's at 32 pitches too, so they're really asking way too much of him. Going through the order one time should have been the limit. The 1-1 pitch, 92 inside, 2-1. If this game is punted away, you can put this squarely on Snicker, because if he's trying to win this game, Blewett just doesn't come back out against the top of the order. 2-1 pitches dribble down the third base line. It's going to be an easy out as Olsen steps on the bag. G3 in your scorecard, 2 away. 2 down. Who is SS Dub talking about releasing? Kelnick? That's not going to happen. 2 down. Pitch on the way. Arenado is in the dirt. Bounces away. It's 1-0. Runner at third, 2 outs. So just like we talked about in the last inning where Ozzie was standing 90 feet away, you're going to be that wild with your slider, you're going to kind of take it out of the game plan. He doesn't really have an off-speed pitch that doesn't bend down towards the ground. Sinker, slider, and curve all do so. The 4-seam fastball misses wide and out of the zone. Ball 2-0. Phillies have tied it up with the Mets. It's 1-1 as they head to the bottom of the second. Did y'all see that seesaw affair last night? That they are much like the Braves game. That game should have been over. As it was the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, chops it over towards. That ball's going to hit the batter. Was it fair? If it's fair, he's out. They're going to say it was foul? Man, I don't know about that, but problem is he's standing right in foul territory, and it really comes down to the umpire's call down the third base line, and he was kind of being blocked on the play, so you got to have to live with that one. The 2-1 count, outside wide, 3-1. I think that ball's probably going to be fair, but if the ball's technically foul when it hits Contreras as it's bending off the bounce, then you have no chance. And that's an unreviewable play anyways. 3-1. Down below the knees, ball 4. So now he's gone through the first 4 a second time. Still no action. As Kranitz is going to finally go out there and talk to him. And they'll probably get someone to start to work in the Braves bullpen. But honestly, they've asked too much of this kid. I mean, he came in, gave you 2 good innings. When they started off the 3rd inning at the bottom of the order, once you got to the end of the order, the next pitcher should have been ready to come in. He never should have faced Nootbaar. That's bullpen game 101. Aaron Bummer is warming up, so it is going to go Blewett to Bummer. You can't make this stuff up. But with that being said, he's just starting to get up and get warm. He should have been warmed already. And they should have done a better job mapping it out, realizing you can't assume that he's going to go through the first 3 innings unscathed. First pitch on the way is swung on and ripped off his instep. Burleson smoked that ball, but right off his foot, it's 0-1. It's another dangerous bat coming to the plate. Second time seeing Blewett. And you got runners on the corners and 2 outs. And if he hooks a slider, this is going to be a 5-0 game. And I know the Braves have come back the last few games, but you can't keep asking your offense to keep bailing you out night after night. You got to give the team a chance and get someone else in there. The 0-1, swung on, chopped it over towards first. Is it fair? If it is, Olsen's going to step on the bag, and it looks like it is, and we're out of it. But just think if you had Bummer ready to start the inning against the left-hander, it would have been lefty-lefty. Anyways, the bleeding could have been a lot worse. It's 2-0. We grab the bats when we return.
5 things about the day Friday you never heard before. Casual Fridays originated from Hawaii in the 1960s. Studies show that the most common day for a bank robbery is a Friday. Movie Friday the 13th actually had created fears for people in real life. And apparently the fillet of fish from McDonald's only exists because some people don't eat certain types of meat on Fridays. Friday the 13th is the most scared day. Of companies estimate they lose $900 million on Friday the 13th because they don't want to fly. They're too superstitious.
You are about to meet the 9 greatest shortstops in the history of baseball. They had to have played 1,000 games at shortstop during the modern era since 1901. And we didn't make our picks based on defensive skills alone. Shortstops were also judged by their offense, their speed.
How about this guy, the way he can run?
Starting with number 9, Luke Appling earns the honor at number 9. Don't know him? Well, he played more than 2,200 games for the White Sox.
Nobody plays over 2,000 games in a major league shortstop unless he could really field. So that tells you one thing. And his lifetime average, well over 300, tells you another.
Remember my dad talking about him and talking about the fact that there was no one who could stand at home plate and manipulate that bat around like he could. He was famous for fouling off balls.
Luke was the first American League shortstop to win a batting title, and he didn't just win it.
And in fact, Luke Appling owns the record of highest batting average by a shortstop. He hit .388.
He was such a great hitter. Old aches and pains, as they used to call him. That was his nickname.
He was one of those guys who always walked into the clubhouse complaining that his legs hurt or his ankles hurt.
Coach in the Atlanta Braves organization. He put it to good work tonight with a home run.
A fart is like success. It only bothers you when it's somebody else's.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Arcia batting .222 on the year. It's actually high compared to last year. He's 1 for 1 lifetime against Palante. 94-mile-an-hour fastballs right there. It's 0-2. I think this is more about just getting him in at bat than it was the matchup tonight. And also tomorrow being a day game is the 0-2. Swing. That ball is ripped over towards first. A diving stop by Contreras. L3 in your scorecard, 1 away. Nice, nifty play by Contreras. He had to go to his right, and at the top of his jump as he's sailing towards second base, makes the grab. Alex Verdugo, the batter, as the lineup flips back over. Righty-lefty, first pitch on the way. Bending knuckle curve right there, first strike, it's 0-1. If you remember the last at bat, Verdugo took 2 straight fastballs. He started them off this time with the bender, the 0-1. 94 inside, 1-1. Infield is back into the right. Arenado playing even with the bag, almost into the shortstop area. 1-1 count. Swing, chops it over to second. Should be an easy 4-3 putout. Gorman to Contreras, 2 away. Two down. Bottom of the third inning. Braves are not doing a good job of working the count tonight. Clemente at just 34 pitches. And Austin Riley, the batter. Riley smoked one his last time into left field, but a great running catch by Nootbaar had him an L7 in the scorecard. The first pitch up top is a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 to Riley with an 829 OPS. Four-seam fastball misses, 1-1. Batting .275 on the year and 6 home runs. 15 RBI. On deck is Ozuna, so we can change this in a hurry with the bloop and a blast. The 1-1. Swing, chops it foul down the third baseline. It's 1-2. Same two teams back at it tomorrow, 12:15 getaway day. We'll come on the air just before first pitch, around 11:45, noon, somewhere in that area. I'm going to be rushing in from the day gig. The 1-2 in the dirt. Ball kicks away towards the third base dugout, 2-2. That's one of those ones you wish Riley would have swung at it. He could have crawled to first base before Contreras when he came up with it. 2-2 count. Clemente, very low pitch count at 38. Swing, ball's chopped over just past the pitcher. Arenado bare hands it. He'll fire it to first, and that ball gets away. Riley is going to take a left turn towards Albuquerque and end up at second base, and your Atlanta Braves got something cooking. E5 on the Gold Glover. I'm really surprised that Arenado tried to make this play. I know he's a phenomenal player. He had no shot. Riley was 2 steps past the bag before it got there. As he was letting it go, Riley's foot was hitting the bag. In fact, the ball almost hit Riley on the way through. So runner at second and 2 outs. Marcell Ozuna could cut the lead in half with the Texas leaguer. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch to Marcell. Swing. Races it back foul. Behind the backstop, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Riley at second. Ozuna at the plate. Olsen in the hole. The 0-1. Down and in. 1-1. 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Now that's the area that he being Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire, has been very generous with calls, down and into right-handers. The 1-1, 95, there you go. He did it again. 1-2 pitch was off the plate, out of the zone. He did that 3 times in the Pittsburgh-Washington game that he called the other day. 2 of them in this same at-bat, so Marcel's got to be aware. The 1-2 in the dirt. Ball pops out, but Riley will stay in place. 2-2. That one wasn't quite as bad as the one that I saw on the Pittsburgh game on the card I pulled up, but a ball is a ball. That pitch was definitely down and in. And it's more frustrating when the umpire's standing right there and can see. If he's blocked by the catcher, you can almost understand where you miss a neighborhood call. The 2-2, slider down and away, ball 3-2. So a full count to Ozuna. He walked the first time up, looking for his first base hit of the night. Braves trail 2-0. The payoff pitch. Down below the knees, ball 4. So a great at-bat by Marcell Ozuna. He'll head on down to first, especially when you consider that he was screwed out of that one call. We've got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Mattles coming to the plate. If a bloop and a blast could have tied this, a doink and a walk and a shot towards the chop house would give us the lead. Righty, lefty, first pitch. Down and in. 4-seam fastball, it's 1-0. Paez, St. Louis Cardinals catcher, goes out there to talk to Clemente. Probably more to just get him a breath and go over strategy as Mason Wynn, the shortstop, and Wilson Contreras, the first baseman, go out there with him. They're just out there trying to get him a breather. Braves trail by 2, runners at first and second, 2 outs, big spot here early in the game. You cut into this lead, you take some of the pressure off that bullpen. In a bullpen game, in case you're just joining us. Clemente back to work, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, chase the fastball down and away. I'm telling you, they're bringing that up as a fastball, but that is a sinker. One count. Pitch on the way. Inside, 2-1. Olsen grounded out his first time up. He's batting just .234 on the year. The 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. Another one of those 4-seam sinkers. I'm looking at the grip on that too. That's not a 4-seam grip. That's more of a 2-seam, so that's why it's getting that cut. But the people in the production booth probably really don't know what to look for on that. The 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. So now the bases are juiced, and we've got ducks all over the pond. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ozzie Albies the batter. They're going to have a quick powwow on the mound now. Another meeting. This time it's going to be the pitching coach, Dusty Blake, out there to talk to Clemente. Now, you would hope that Tim Heyer is talking to Ozzie as well at this point. But he's not. He's standing there by himself. But the first thing I would say to Ozzie is, this guy hasn't hit the zone in three batters. So don't swing at the first thing you see. Now, if it's dead red, I get it, but you need to be very particular until he gets to 2 strikes. He has not proven that he is staying in the zone. At one point, a very low pitch count in this inning, he's now at 50 pitches. He's thrown about 20-25 in this inning, and half of them on the last 2 batters. Ozzie Albies digs in, first pitch on the way. He swings at the first pitch he sees. It's nowhere near the zone. It's 0-1. I guess that's what really drives you crazy as a fan watching your team, is that it doesn't feel like that the hitting coach is doing anything. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. One count. Righty lefty, open stance for Ozzie. 1-1. Swing, pops it back foul. 1-2. So Ozzie down to his last strike now. He's hitting just 244 on the year. Be a perfect time to come through with the big hit. He's worked himself in a hole swinging at 2 pitches that he shouldn't have swung at. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one out of the zone. He might be hitting a little too high nowadays. They need to drop him in the order. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What would you do if we broke up?
I'd get back with my ex.
You get back with your ex?
Yeah.
Your ex?
Yes.
That you're broken up with? I thought you had bad blood with your ex.
No.
Honey? Darling?
No.
No bad blood, though? So you just jump right back in a relationship with them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Seems like the
ex.
most logical thing to do. Maybe I'd get back with my ex, too. Why not?
Why wouldn't you get back with your ex?
There's a lot of reasons I wouldn't get back with my ex. I thought you had 100 reasons why you wouldn't get back with yours either, but here you go, saying you're going straight back to your ex if we ever break up. So should we break up now? Am I holding you back from something that you want?
I would just get back together with my ex.
I understand. You said that, first thing
How
you
is
said.
that? Is that the wrong answer?
I think it's very eye-opening. I guess I can't say it's the wrong answer. It's just interesting.
You're my ex. We'd be broken up.
So you'd get back together with me?
Yes.
Well, I guess that would be really sweet, so...
Our next shortstop also spent his entire career with just one team, the Reds' Barry Larkin.
He was the guy that you worried about. Not only could he beat you with a big base hit, he could beat you certainly with a big home run.
How many ways can he beat you? With the glove, with the legs, and tonight with the bat.
He could go the other way, he could hit and run, he could hit for power. He was one of those special players that when they talk about a 5-tool player, that's Barry.
Here's a guy, Barry Larkin, had all the tools, but Barry did what he had to do to win. Very good and underrated defensive player.
There's that acrobatic athleticism by Barry Larkin.
He was a shortstop that was very athletic, had a lot of range.
And a backhand stop by Larkin. Threw him out with a dandy play.
But having said that, he was still a guy that offensively was able to put up big numbers. And, that wasn't a combination you saw very much.
He's the first 30-30 shortstop in the history of Major League Baseball.
Barry Larkin won more Silver Sluggers than any other player at his position. He had to be pretty good.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Oh my word, Scott Bullock's back out there. First pitch on the way. Fastball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this works out. The 1-0. Down and away. Slider. Went around 1-1. 1-1 count. Bummer is still warming up in the bullpen. If you play it forward, maybe he's being held on for Scott. Is the 1-1 down and away 2-1. Paez is on deck. He is a right-handed batter. And they may just be holding him off until they hit the top of the order again. The 2-1. Chops it foul off his instep 2-2. 2-2 count. Yeah, Barry Larkin is underrated. I'm surprised he's not talked more about the grand scheme of the game. The 2-2 down and away. 3-2. I think it's because he was in a small market on a team that, after 1990, that was a very quiet franchise. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, chops it foul, back behind home plate. We'll do it again. Speaking of the Reds, they've taken a 3-1 lead over Miami there in the 6th inning. Speaking of the Reds, we don't see Carrie much anymore. She must be tuning into the Reds until they fall out of the playoff race. The payoff pitch, down and away, ball 4. So Scotty B walks another. See what they do here. Snicker's going to come waddling out there finally and go get him. I mean, I just don't understand what the point was of sending him back out there. The guy's at 48 pitches. He hasn't thrown more than 31 this year. We'll come back in a flash. It's blew it to Bummer. All right, what a strategy. We'll be back, Braves Country.
That's why you fat. Look at you, greedy. No, you can have it. You can have it. You got it, brother. You thought it was some snacks in there? You can go ahead and take it. It's a big box for a big back. Come on and get it. I know you need it.
I think I was confused, bro.
Oh, I think you hungry. And people act abnormal when they hungry. You seen the Snickers commercial. Come on and get you this little box. Don't try to run either. I don't want you to have an asthma attack on my porch.
I don't live too far.
I know you ain't walking far. I know you ain't walking far. You ain't got to tell me. Go ahead and get it. Big bag, big bag. You too big to be a thief. Come on and get it. At this point, I just want you to get the steps in. You never know. It could be some workout equipment in there.
Number 7. Well, I think Derek Jeter's got to be right up there as one of the top shortstops of all time. You have a guy that has leadership qualities playing that position. It really makes him stand above a lot of other players.
He's the glue to the clubhouse. He's the captain, obviously, of the Yankees. And, that's a quality that you don't see in many players.
And he's the only man to be named MVP of both the All-Star Game and the Fall Classic in the same year.
He's got great talent. He can run, he can throw, and he can hit. He's a hitting machine.
He will not be a guy that will hit you, 40, 50 home runs in a year, but he will hit you one, when it really counts.
Walk-off home run by Derek Jeter!
He has always been consistently excellent, and he seems to be at his best when it matters most.
Derek Jeter comes through in the clutch, and the Yankees have tied the game in the 9th inning.
He epitomizes the concept of intangibles.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch from Aaron Bummer was outside wide to Paez. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing! Rifles it away, 1-1. Saw them talking to Scott Blewett in the dugout after he came out of there. I mean, what could you possibly be saying to him? Hey, man, we really hung you out to dry there. The 1-1. 92 high and out, 2-1. Or when you get back to the waiver wire tomorrow morning, what you're going to want to do is 2-1 count, flips it over to first. I don't think he pitched that poorly. I just think they left him in way too damn long. I mean, if you get a guy like that who's got 3 pitches and none of them are outstanding, you get him through a lineup of full time, you got to go get him. 2-1, smacks the outer edge, curveball 2-2. And knowing that you could make another move tomorrow because with essentially either tomorrow or even after the Elder start. But essentially when you go to hit the road, you're going to bring the 2-2, chops it over towards third. Riley lets it go foul. It just goes foul, thankfully. If not, that would have been a disaster. You would have had Jordan Walker on third, and the runner at the plate, Paez, at least would have been at first, but might have even made it second because there was no one back there. Arcia finally started running towards it, but no one was covering third. What I'm saying is they're going to make another move because A.J. Smith-Shawver is going to make another start. So at some point, you can even move another reliever down, kick him to the side, and bring another one up until A.J. comes back up. Bummer's going to flip it over to first. The biggest problem with this entire thing is it's not like you have Schwellenbach or Sale pitching tomorrow. It's the fact that you have Elder, and that's always like a glorified bullpen game anyways. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and lifted high and deep into center field. Drifting back, making the catch is Michael Harris the second. Walker went about halfway, so he had to retreat after the ball was caught. That'll bring Scott to the plate. Victor Scott the second. The lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is a sweeper. Down and away. They said he went around. It's 0-1. I'm not sure about that, but we'll take it. Infield is back. A little bit to the right. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. Set up more in double play depth, but Scott's going to be difficult to double up. He's got good speed. The man on deck, Mason Wynn, does as well. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires right there. Good pitch. Sweeper at the knees. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Swing, fouls it away. Sweeper. Pops it back behind home plate. Bummer comes set. The 1-2 with the runner at first and one out. The pitch. Inside, 92 almost gets him. 2-2. Bummer with 11 pitches so far. I would tend to think they're going to have him at least face all the way through Nootbaar, the 2-2. Down and away. Did he go around? They checked down the line. That time he said he didn't go. He looked like he offered more on that one than he did the original one that he was rang up on. Full count. Pitch on the way from Bummer. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with the sweeper up top. Good pitch. That was a bender. And it hung up so long, I think Wynn somehow got behind it, even though it was a slow pitch, because he was expecting it to break differently. Lefty righty now. Mason Wynn, the batter. First pitch on the way. 92 out of the zone. It's 1-0. Job for Bummer is just to try to keep it right here at 2-0. See if the Braves can climb back in this one. You're just joining us. They had a heck of an opportunity the last half inning with the bases loaded. 1-0, right down the pipe, and 1. Cardinals have an excellent closer, but the rest of the bullpen is a big question mark. So if you can get into it fairly early, you're going to have a chance to put some runs up. It's just whether or not you're in the game at that point. The 1-1 in the dirt. You go around. They check down the line. First base umpire, Stu Sherwater, says no dice. Speaking of umpires that we dread to see behind home plate, Stu Sherwater is going to be there tomorrow. Buckle up. 2-1. Swing, chops it foul off his instep. On the play, Jordan Walker pretty much had that base stolen. I think Mason's just now realizing it because he acknowledged Walker down there, basically saying, I should have taken that pitch. But now with 2 strikes, he can't just take one that's in there. So a 2-2 count. 2 outs. Top of the 4th, the pitch from Bummer. Swing, chops it foul. The 2-2 from Bummer. This will be his 19th pitch of the inning. Aaron brings it. Ball gets away. Did it get him? It might have gotten him in the foot. It looks like it did. So he'll head down to first with a hit by pitch. Must have just got him on the toe. Let's take another look at it. Yeah, got him on the toe on his lead foot. And he'll head down to second. Excuse me, down to first. Walker down to second. 2 on and 2 out, and now the top of the order, Nootbaar, who hit a 2-run shot off of Blewett his first time up, now faces Bummer. First pitch to Nootbaar is a sweeper on the inner cut. It's 0-1. He took a hanging slider just over the right field wall his last time up for his 4th home run of the year. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. One count. Bummer brings it. Swing, chops it over towards second. Ozzie has it. He'll toss it to Olsen. That'll end the inning. So Aaron Bummer did a good job of dancing out of danger. We come back. Money Mike, Smurf, and Kid Kelnick are heading to the dish.
When is it time to cut back? Well, it might be time to cut back when you're at the grocery store and the clerk takes your package of Oreos and puts them on that little shelf and says, do you want to keep these separate? You know, like it's a pack of gum.
You just don't believe in knocking, do you? What you want now?
Our hands have fingertips, but our toes don't have toe tips. But we still can tiptoe.
Repeat after me. Okay. If it's not perfect, on the first try, it's a learning opportunity, and I get to try again. It's trash, I'm trash, and I am never trying that again. No!
Archie Vaughn has a reputation as an infielder, but he won the National League Batting Championship in 1935 with an average of 385.
Archie Vaughn is thought of today as a guy who had some freak show batting numbers, 385 in 1935. This was not a hitter's league in 1935. This is a fantastic number.
His first 10 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Joseph Floyd Archie Vaughn hit over 300. But that's just part of the story of this Hall of Fame, who owns the second highest lifetime batting average by a shortstop.
He had a lifetime 318 batting average, hit a lot of home runs, had over 2,100 hits.
Vaughn may have been the best hitting of all the shortstops as a pure hitter.
He was a superb shortstop, all-around baseball player, was a great base runner by all accounts.
But tragedy made Archie a forgotten man. It wasn't until 1985 that the Veterans Committee enshrined him in the Hall of Fame. 37 years after he retired and 33 years after his sudden death.
One of the reasons Vaughn disappeared from the scene was a tragic early death by drowning soon after he retired. It took many years and a lot of advocacy by baseball writers and historians to get Vaughn into the Hall of Fame.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris II from Palantes. Another terrible call by home plate umpire Jordan Baker. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, chops it over to first. It's going to be an easy ground out. 3-1 on the putout. One away. That awful call by Baker to lead that to lead that off. Leads to Michael reaching out on that pitch. It's funny, when we first started doing these games and Jordan Baker would come up, he called it a pretty good game, but now I've picked up on what he's been doing the last few years. I don't recall him being this bad when we first did him, but he's consistently calling that bottom corner way too low. And that first pitch to Michael was well off the plate, and he gave him a strike. And Harrison didn't say anything about it, and you're kind of being blocked at it as the first pitch on the way to Smurf. That ball is belted. You know what that's called? That's called karma, baby. Jam it up your A-gap. It's 2-1. Hello. Ding dong, that pitch is dead. 375 over the left field wall, and your Atlanta Braves have cut it in half. That was a hanger. Man, he couldn't have put that on a tee better for Smurf. Sometimes it's good to be hot. Sometimes it's good to be lucky and hot. And when you're swinging a good bat and you get a pitch like that, you just rarely miss it. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is swung on and sliced towards the left center field gap. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Kid Kelenic around first. He's hustling out the box to second. Ain't going to be no Cadillac in this time. And it's a one-out double, and your Atlanta Braves got something going. How about it? Sliced it in between center and left field. That ball kept carrying. I thought it may have a chance to get up off that wall, but it died just before, right there in the corner where the wall and the track meet. Second double of the season, and Orlando Arcia could tie us up. First pitch, four-seam, down and in, it's 1-0. The other thing you have going on is that after Arcia, Palante will be seeing the Braves line up for a third time through. And don't forget, Arcia smoked one his first time. It was just right at the first baseman, the 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. He's now 1 for 2 lifetime against Palante, but that last at bat that Arcia had, he drilled it on the right side. It took a leaping grab by the first baseman Contreras to keep that out from going to right field. 2-0 count. Infield is back into the left. Righty the pitch. Inside 3-0. 94-mile-an-hour fastball misses. Braves 1, Cards 2. Bottom of the fourth in a bullpen game. Braves trying to stay toe-to-toe with them. Huge hole on the right side. The 3-0 swing chops it foul, 3-1. Lando Arcia, batting ninth and barely over 200, should not be swinging at 3-0. Thankfully, it didn't cost us there, and that probably would have been a strike called anyways. But you got to give him the take sign. What are we doing over there? He once again opens up to the left side and pulls a fastball off his instep. That's pretty hard to do. The 3-1 swing, dribbles it over to short. Mason Wynn's going to take the easy play over to first, as Kelenic will make it down to third base. No sense of getting yourself into trouble there. I don't think he would have been able to get Kelenic. You get the easy out. Now Kelenic, though he's at third, we do have 2 outs. So Alex Verdugo's the batter, and we'll see if Doogie can come through. Righty-lefty matchup. He's 0 for 2 on the night. 2 ground outs to the right side of the infield. First pitch, down and in, it's 1-0. The infield is back and to the right. If he slaps it to the left side, Arenado's by his lonesome. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. 2-0 count. Braves trail by 1. Kelnick inching his way down the line. Not too far because Arenado is close by. The 2-0. Swing, and that ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. 1 run will score, and your Atlanta Braves have tied this baby up. Dr. Doogie with an 2 RBI, 1 RBI, 2 out double. Let's get it, Doogie.
What's going on?
Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger.
Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going and we want him to stay that way.
So 2-2 your score. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 4th. St. Louis Cardinals pitching coach Dusty Blake is going to go out there and talk to Clemente. The Braves have tied it up. And Austin Riley, our boy Blue, is coming to the plate. Riley is 1 for 2. In case you're just joining us, he's smoked one in the first, a line out to left field. Then he reached on an infield single his second time up. Why baseball is such a funny game, because he hit the ball the first time a lot harder and didn't get on. The second time, he dribbled it through the infield, and Arenado airmailed one over to first, and it was a single and an error sending him to second base. Verdugo is standing at second with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. First pitch, 96 inside. It's 1-0. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Clemente is at 67 pitches here in the 4th inning, which is fairly high. The 1-0. Outside. Grabs the outer edge. That's debatable, but it is 1-1. 1-1 count. Riley's last base hit has raised his average to 283 with an 841 OPS. The 1-1 in the dirt. Ball gets away. Kicks away, and will head on down to third. Doogie will trot on down there as the ball got away. Tell you what, Paez, line catcher tonight, he's going to need himself an ice bath, because he's gotten beaten up back there with the wild pitches by Clemente. 2-1 count. Riley digs in. Here's the pitch. Swing, chops it foul, slider, 2-2. That was a pretty good slider by Clemente. It was a touch below the zone, but it took a nosedive just at the end. The Deuce is wild. A 2-2 score. A 2-2 count. Runner at third with 2 outs. Clemente flips it up there. 94, 4-seamer outside wide. Ball 3, full count. Standing on deck is the Big Zoo, Marcell Ozuna. If they can keep the line moving, it would be Olsen in the hole. Clemente comes set. Brings the payoff pitch. Swing, chops it down the third base line. It's going to be a close play, and Riley's going to beat it, and the ball's going to get away. The ball's going to get away. The Braves are taking a 3-2 score, and Austin Riley will get an infield single, another one, and another error, this time by the pitcher, Clemente.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Good hustle by Riley, the rake. Another dribbler down the third base side. The only player who had a play on that was Clemente. He was never going to get Riley. He should have just stuck that in his back pocket. Instead, Riley stands at second with 2 outs and a 1-run lead. Here comes Marcell Ozuna, the Big Zoo. 95 inside for a strike. It's 0-1. Ozuna walked away in disgust. Now, that pitch was a strike. So I don't know if he's just mad at himself for not swinging at it, because that was a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. I think that was him being mad at himself, saying, I can't believe I didn't swing at that one. Marcell Ozuna, 2 walks so far. So no official plate appearance tonight. The 1-1, check swing just past the second base, just past the mound to the second baseman. He'll grab it and flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 3 on the board. It's 3-2. What you gonna do? We go to the top of the 5th.
What does an Italian have if he has one arm shorter than the other? A speech impediment.
Is tomorrow Friday?
Yeah, why?
'Cause I think I'm gonna get a little loose-goose. But more loose than the goose. 'Cause the goose be violent.
Let me get this straight. You're protesting in America to be here illegally, and you're waving the flag that you're from, but you refuse to go back to the country that you're from. And not only that, you're taking the American flag, throwing it on the ground, and stepping on it. Then why are you here?
Number 5.
I'm Ozzie Smith, shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals, otherwise known as the Wizard of Oz.
If there was anybody that I wanted to be like, it would be Ozzie. He had all the quickness, all the speed, all the coordination, all the flair.
Don't tell me. There's the Wizard. What a play, Ozzie Smith.
No one covered the diamond quite like Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie was objectively great, but he also had charisma, style, so distinctive.
With Ozzie, not only was he fantastic to look at, he left tracks in the snow.
Really made it sexy to play shortstop.
Ozzie embodied both precision and flair, and those 13 gold gloves were all in a row. But you don't make the prime 9 on your glove alone.
One of the things that Ozzie Smith needed to do to get to that next level, the Hall of Fame level, he had to learn how to hit.
He went from an offensive liability to basically a .275 hitter and had to be reckoned with at the plate.
Ozzie Smith with hit number 2,000, and he stands at third with a triple.
Ozzie finished his career with almost 2,500 hits, but his biggest one came during the 1985 postseason.
Smith corks one into right down the line. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. And the Cardinals have won the game on a home run by the Wizard.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Aaron Bummer missed the first pitch with the ball. The 1-0 is followed up with a sweeper inside to Contreras. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on, chopped back over the mound. Bummer couldn't get it. Ozzie turns, fires it to first, and it's a 4-3 putout. Good play by the Wizard. One away. One down. Yeah, Robert, I think you might be in the wrong chat for that question, buddy. First pitch on the way to Gorman is right there at the knees. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. He's asking about the NFL draft for those who are listening on radio. The 1-0. Right there at the knees, 1-1. I used to watch it more. I used to care about it more. Now I realize it's a huge waste of time and you just see who your team drafted at the end. 1-1 count. Right there. Strike at the knees, 1-2. Little bit of rain coming in. Talked about it earlier. But there is a threat of showers. And it gets worse around the 10, 11 o'clock area. So if we can get this game in quickly, it'd be great. The 1-2. 91 inside, sinker misses. 2-2. 2-2 count. Gorman, who's 0 for 2 on the day. The 2-2. Swing. Whistles it back to the backstop. We'll do it again. Charles says too many whining millionaires. Are we talking about college or pro football now? Because it's pretty much the same nowadays. The 2-2 down and away. Ball 3, 3-2. So full count. Yeah, I don't see them being in that big of an. It's a 3-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulled the string on that sweeper. 2 away. It's a light rain that is moving into the area. I was looking at the radar. Unless the radar is wildly wrong, it's not anything that's threatening play in the very near future. But if this game continues later on into the night, like if we got into a long game, then there is a possibility of that. First pitch on the way to Arenado is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Bummer going back out there for what you kind of expected to try to bridge this to the 6th inning. The 0-1. Sweeper down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. You would think De Los Santos might be next in the grand scheme of this, trying to build it to the 6th or 7th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Whoa! Hey, high inside. Little chin music. 2-1. Arenado's 0 for 1 with a walk in the 3rd. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went diving for that curveball in and out of the zone. So a 2-2 count. Bummer comes set. The pitch. Rifled foul and out of play. Braves 3, Cardinals 2. Two outs. The 2-2 from Bummer. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Chopped foul. Right there in front of home plate. Do it again, 2-2. Same two teams tomorrow, 12:15 first pitch. The 2-2, Smurf sets up inside. Swing, chops it foul. Sinker, roasted down the third baseline. Once again, 2-2. Bummer is about to throw his 40th pitch of the night. Getting out of this would be ideal. Now, Burleson is due up. Whether or not they would send Bummer out there to start the 6th against Burleson, who's a lefty, is intriguing. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the string cheese. Pulled the string, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. Braves lead 3-2. Going to the bottom of 5. Try to get a little insurance.
Your wife should not have to cook every evening. Tell her y'all are going to your mother's house. That way she can see how it's done. Also tell her it'll be nice to eat in a clean house for once.
What's E.T. short for? Well, he's only got those tiny little legs.
What's one thing your mother doesn't know about you?
Probably that I'm a racist.
What? Why?
I don't know, I just like how I feel when I do it.
Well, how would your mum feel if she found out?
Oh, she'd hate it. She doesn't like it when I ride motorcycles.
Racer. You mean racer.
Pretty sure it's racist.
No, racer. R-A-C-E-R.
You white people are so annoying.
Ernie Banks didn't have to become a better hitter. He already was one.
Ernie Banks, tall, lean guy, great arms and hands.
He wasn't an outstanding shortstop like Ozzie Smith or other guys, and of course there are not many like that, but he was just a marvelous hitter. He had an easy swing, and he was really good at taking his pitch downtown.
It's a home run for Banks! Attaboy, Ernie!
It slowly began to come into my mind that what you do is very unique. I mean, you're a shortstop with power.
The first shortstop ever to hit 40 home runs in a season. Ernie did so 5 times in 6 years.
A familiar sight to Chicago fans. Ernie Banks hitting a home run.
He won back-to-back Most Valuable Player awards.
To win the MVP award is really an amazing thing. I say that to myself. And on a team that finished 5th both years.
He did it!
But perhaps Ernie is best remembered for his passion for the game.
So many people play the game with their heart and soul, but they can't enjoy it. Ernie Banks enjoyed every time, every at-bat.
And Mr. Cub will always be remembered for his famous catchphrase.
Let's play 2.
So, let's play 2.
Let's put together the ultimate list of players that could be on a food menu. I'll start. Darryl Strawberry. Who's your choice?
First pitch on the way to Matt Olson's below the knees. Another bad call by Jordan Baker. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Clemente says it's a 4-seam fastball up into his kitchen. Fouled away. 0-2. Jordan Baker. We sat there to get all those. I don't know why that started happening the last several games. Those dots don't go away unless you reset at the 0-2 in the dirt. 1 and 2. Sure, it's just a setting that they've screwed up. So a 1-2 count. Matt Olson, who's 0 for 1 with a walk in the third. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-2. Misses high, 2-2. Clemente, who's being sent back out there for a 5th inning of work, is at 79 pitches as we begin the 5th. There is a left-hander warming up in the bullpen, Steven Matz, the ex-Met, if you remember him from way back then. The 2-2, swing, chops it off his foot, foul. Olson's hopping around. Hopefully he's okay. I think it got off the top of his foot, it looked like. So if you're playing this forward, I would think Palante's being brought in case there is a they're going to give Olson a chance to walk that off for a second. I would think the lefty's being warmed up in case there's something threatening when Michael Harris comes to the plate 3rd in this inning. After that, you got Smurf, who's a right-hander, and then you got Kelnick again as a left-hander. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. He's also a ground ball pitcher. He uses the slider to get induced ground balls, does the guy warming up in the bullpen, Steven Matz. So, with that being said, is the payoff pitch, swing, lifts it high and deep into left field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-llama ding-dong, a solo shot, his 4th of the year. 390 happy feet later. 15th RBI in your break.
Blank Road Field, smooth as it gets.
Ice House, always smooth, never watered down.
The Ice House doubles the lead. It's 4-2.
We must win today. Losing is not an option.
He took a fastball in the outer part of the plate and drilled it. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. He swings at the very first pitch he sees. He'll be an easy 4-3 put out, 1 away. Yeah, I think it's about time to flip-flop Ozzie and Smurf in the lineup. He's become an easy out. Eight out of 10 times nowadays. Palante's going to go hit the showers and sit down. Steven Matz will come in and mop up duty. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Your Atlanta Braves lead at 4-2 in a bullpen game. Can we steal one and extend the streak to 5? On this date in 1876, 3010, the Philadelphia Athletics lost to the Boston Red Caps in the first game ever played in the National League. The Athletic Park contest becomes the new circuit's inaugural event by default when rain washes away the other scheduled games. On this date in 1891, Exhibition Park, which opened last year as the home of the Pittsburgh Burgers of the short-lived Players League. They'll host their first Pirates game today, a National League contest that the Pirates lose to Chicago 7-6. The ballpark, located on the north side of the Allegheny River across from Pittsburgh's downtown area, will be the team's home until they move to Forbes Field in 1909. And on this date in 1912, similar to the looks of the Pittsburgh Pirates, the New York Highlanders uniforms feature pinstripes for the very first time. The Bronx Bombers will abandon the fashion statement for the next 2 seasons, returning to the style for good in 1915. When they return, they will change the pinstripes from black to navy blue. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. 4-2 your score. Your Atlanta Braves lead this one. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. Michael Harris will come on to face Steven Matz. Matz with a 2.16 ERA. This year, left-hander, brings a 4-seam fastball right down the outer edge for a strike. It's on 1. Good fastball, good pitch. The 0-1. Swing! Rices it foul down the line. Out of play, 0-2. So an 0-2 count as Harris adjusts his armband on his right arm. Pitch on the way, swing, rips it back up the middle, an atom ball caught by Steven Matz. L1 in your scorecard to away. He smoked that pitch. Man, oh man. Just stuck his glove out there and it held in the webbing. 2 down is Sean Murphy, who clocked one over the left field walls last time up. First pitch on the way, 94 down the pipe. It's 0-1. As hot and cold as Smurf and Ozzie are throughout their entire career, to me, I would just flip-flop them. Whoever's hitting hotter, that's the one that hits behind Matt Olson. Pitch misses outside wide. It's 1-1. 1-1 to Smurf. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. Braves 4, Cardinals 2. If you're just joining us, it has been a seesaw affair. Cardinals jumped out to a 2-0 lead on a hanging slider by Scott Blewett, who never should have been left in the lineup to face the Cardinals lineup a second time through. Is the 1-2, down and in, 2-2. Then Sean Murphy made it 2-1 with the solo shot in the 4th. Verdugo double home Kelnick in the 4th, the 2-2. Just inside, and that pitch was close. Full count. And then as the 4th continued, Riley reached on an infield single, and Verdugo scored on an error, making it 3-2. The 3-2 pitch swung on and lifted high, deep into right field, going back on the track, making the catch is Jordan Walker for a loud out number 3. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Make it 4-2. A 390-foot blast by the Ice House here in the 5th inning.
What do you call the sexuality where you like men and women, but they don't like you? By yourself.
Riggin. He's going to go all the way unless Blackwood can catch him, and he can't. And with that, he has just set a Super Bowl record of 162 yards. The announcement now, it's official, the most valuable player, Super Bowl 17, John Riggins.
Here's a nice little phrase you might want to learn in the future. It's called, long story short.
Okay, and here's one for you. No thanks, I'm full.
You're so bad in bed, you only lasted 3 strokes. Pretty sure that's a birdie. We take those all day.
Shortstops were historically smaller, contact hitters. But Cal was big and hit for power, too.
Well, I was always looked at as an offensive shortstop, and in some ways I was proud of that. But in some ways I took exception to it.
Ground ball up the middle. Long run for the shortstop. Cal Ripken wheels, throws, in time. My God.
He made plays at 6'4.5" that would boggle your mind.
To think that he could go out and play shortstop as well as he has played it. He looks like a tight end.
Of all the things that I've been given credit for, the one that is most meaningful is my success at shortstop as a big guy kind of opened the doors for other big shortstops.
Cal did help pave the way for taller shortstops that followed, but first, he had to blaze a trail at short for himself.
Cal's got it!
Literally an everyday player.
And he'd play the bulk of his amazing streak at the physically demanding position of shortstop.
And let it be said that number 8, Cal Ripken Jr., has reached the unreachable star.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. It's going to be Montero to spell the 6th inning. First pitch on the way is a splitter from Rafael Montero. Off the edge for a ball, it's 1-0. Let's clean this screen up for you. 1-0. Foul back, 1-1. 1-1 count. Montero coming in with a 3.38 ERA. A strikeout rate of 28.6. 1-1 swing, ripped it over to second, and that's going to get through Ozzie Albies. He was over there, but the ball skipped over his glove. That ball was hard hit. And it's going to be a leadoff single for Burleson and the Cardinals. One of those in-between hops that was right at the shoes of Ozzie. He stuck his glove out there, and he was just a hair too late. So, Jordan Walker, the batter now, you got to watch out for him. He's got good power. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss splitter. It's 0-1. You got Montero here. As the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another splitter. 0-2. Question would be how long that they can get out of him, and is Iglesias available? I'm going to guess that he probably isn't. They don't announce that because they don't want to tip their hand, but he had a fairly rough inning last night as the 0-2 swing chops it foul down the third base line, and that was his 3rd outing in 4 nights, plus they got up and stretched him out on Sunday for no apparent reason. So if he does appear tonight, he darn sure wouldn't be available tomorrow, I wouldn't think. The 0-2. Down and away 1-2. The thing about Iglesias, for the people who don't know his personality, he comes to the park every day and tells them, I'm ready to go. Let's go. You can count on me, coach. But you have to kind of manage him in a way to keep him from burning himself out. Because he's a gamer. The 1-2. Inside, did he go around? He did not. 2-2. So from 0-2 to 2-2, in a perfect world, the Braves can blow this game open. It's not a question. If they do give him a break tonight as the 2-2, Down and away, 3-2. And you got to look forward to tomorrow's game because it's an early turnaround game. So whoever pitches tonight probably isn't much available for tomorrow, and that's a problem because Bryce Elder's on the mound. So it's a sticky wicket, but what you would probably do is time is called here. See what this is about. It's Jordan Walker called time at the very last second, much like Michael did. So you'll have a full count, nobody out. Runner at first, huge hole on the right side. The infield is back and to the left. Here's the pitch. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. Montero has given up a hard hit single and a walk to start the inning. But the issue that you have is if this is a close game at the end and you have the lead, you would probably go Pierce Johnson if it's not Iglesias. First pitch on the way is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to Paez. It's 0-1. He has been the guy that they typically go to over the last few years when Iglesias hasn't been available. The 0-1, 94 misses, 1-1. That was even when Minter was healthy because it would either be him or be Jimenez because Minter did not fare well in the 9th inning, if you remember. He was great in the 7th and 8th, he just never did well in the 9th. 1-1. Right there at the knees, good splitter. 1-2. You'd love to get Paez to roll over on one and get into a double play. He does have catcher speed. Burleson average speed at second. Jordan Walker a little above average at first. 1-2. Montero brings it. Down and away 2-2. Tried to get him to chase a splitter, but nowhere near the zone. The other option you could possibly have if you're facing the left-handers in the 9th inning would be Dylan Lee. 2-2 count. Just misses, went with the slider. Out there nibbling. As opposed to just going right at them, and now he's built himself into a mess because you've got runners at first and second. Nobody out. Payoff pitch. Swing, rips it down the right field line, but foul. So a full count. See what he dials up here on the payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up, went with the fastball, got a can of corn over to Ozzie. Ozzie will wait for it to come down after it draws rain. He'll make the catch, one away. Big out there. Now a double play can get you out of the jam, but you do have good speed coming to the plate. And Victor Scott II. The other option you would have if you are going to use Iglesias is you could use him tonight and then tell him there's no way, no how he's pitching tomorrow. That way he gets at least 2 days off with the off day on Thursday. First pitch on the way is a splitter. Down and away, it's 1-0. But if they give him tonight off, I would just say try to stay away from him tomorrow too and reset him for an entire 3 days. The 1-0. Infield is back and to the right. Pitch on the way. Swing. Chops it foul in between home and first. It's 1-2. Braves lead it by 2, but the go-ahead run stands at the plate. Victor Scott does have a home run this year. He's batting .270, the .708 OPS. Standing on deck is Mason Wynn, and then you got the top of the order, the 1-1. Misses outside 2-1. That's a spot where Jordan Baker's been calling a strike on Braves hitters, but we didn't get the call there. 2-1 count to Scott. Pitch on the way. 94 inside, 3-1. So now, Montero, who's really used a lot of pitches this inning, is about to throw his 22nd pitch and has recorded just the 1 out. The 3-1, inside ball 4, walks him on 5 pitches. 5-pitch walk to load the bases. And Kranitz is going to go out there and finally talk to him. Might be too little too late. See, he's painted himself into a corner. Not only are the bases loaded, and you got the 1 out, but the top of the order is on deck. They're going to have a really tough time doubling up Mason Wynn. He runs well. Victor Scott at first runs well. Jordan Walker runs pretty well. Burleson is not exactly a turtle at third, but that more comes into play on a fly ball. So the bases are juiced, righty-righty matchup. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard as we go down here. Marlins lead the Reds 4-3 in the top of the 9th. Nats blanking the O's 7-0 in the 9th. Montero brings it first pitch, nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. Mets 2-1 over the Phillies. They are in the 6th. Red Sox 4-3 over the Mariners in the 6th. The 1-0 swung on, chopped it over towards short, and Arcia can't get to it. And that is going to bring home a run. It's 4-3. Arcia's lack of range catches us again. And it's going to be a single through the infield. His range has gotten really bad this year. He's never had great range like we saw when we had Dansby Swanson at short, but it was always a little better than this. I mean, he is Father Time's undefeated, but it's amazing how much slower he is to the ball this year than he was last year. Dylan Lee's going to come in. Montero couldn't get it done. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Out-of-town scoreboard, we continue that. White Sox and Twins. Minnesota leads Chicago 2-1. They're in the 6th. Royals 1-0 over the Rockies in the 7th. Cubs 5, Dodgers 4 in the 5th. Blue Jays and Astros, it's 3-1 Houston in the 4th. And the Marlins held on, came back and beat the Reds 4-3. Nats dusted the Orioles 7-0. Guardians also took out the Yankees 3-2, and the Padres blanked the Tigers 2-0. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee's in the dirt. As it kicks away, Nootbaar takes it for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Lefty, pitch on the way, nowhere near the zone, 2-0. 2-0 count from Lee. Sets up and brings it. Swing! Fouls it back. 2-1. Nootbaar, a 2-run home run in the third, the 2-1 pitch. Right there at the knees, 2-2. He didn't like it, but it definitely smacked the zone. Dylan Lee. Talk about usage with him. Is the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider. Good pitch by Lee. 2 away. He's in tonight. His last time out was the 19th against Minnesota, which was Saturday night, and then before that against Toronto. So he's in pretty good shape. They should be able to use him tomorrow too if need be. Slider down and in. Wilson Contreras to start off the at-bat. It's 1-0. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles. Lefty-righty matchup. 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Two-0 count. Braves clinging to a 1-run lead. It's 4-3. Top of the 6th. 2 outs. Bases juice. The pitch. In the dirt, ball gets away, and that is going to tie the game. That is going to tie the game. Bad pitch in the dirt, kicked off of Smurf. Smurf tried to block it, but it shot to his left off his chest protector, and it's a 4-4 ball game. So back to the drawing board. Braves are tied with the Cardinals, 4-4. And it's now a bullpen game for both teams as the starter for the Cardinals, if you're just joining us, got knocked out in the last inning. Braves 4, Cardinals 4. Pitch on the way. Nowhere near the zone. To Gorman, it's 1-0. They intentionally walked Contreras after that wild pitch to set up the lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Swing, lifts it into center field, coming in, running. Money Mike makes the catch. He almost slams into Arcia. Arcia bailed at the last second, thankfully, and that'll end the inning. The game is tied. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We grab the bats. Tied 4-4.
I love when my own brain decides to ruin my own day. Like, whose side are you even on, man?
Southern white people and black people are damn near the same. We like guns, we like Jesus, and fried chicken.
Yo, white people, it's always this stigma or stereotype that white people don't season their food. Mm-hmm. You eat from a white person in the South, they season the shit out of everything.
Yeah, they definitely.
Like Paula Deen?
Yeah, she wasn't the first one in her family tree with 3 chins. Like, they know what they're doing. Mac and cheese, fried chicken, collard greens.
Yeah, white people mac and cheese so good. That's why it's the main course for them.
Number 2 is A-Rod.
Alex Rodriguez, when you think of him, number one, I think of the young kid that came up with Seattle. And you were just floored at what he was able to do on a baseball field.
Oh, what a monster shot by Alex Rodriguez.
A-Rod is another guy that brought the offensive firepower, probably even more so than Cal Ripken, to shortstop.
Much like Ripken, the 6'3" Rodriguez brought a fluid grace to shortstop that belied his size.
Great stop by Alex Rodriguez, who throws him out.
And along with the Yankees' Derek Jeter and Boston's Nomar Garciaparra, A-Rod stood tall amongst his fellow superstar shortstops of the day. And in 1996, his .358 average led the major leagues. In addition, A-Rod stole 176 bases while at short.
For him to put up those kind of numbers, play shortstop every single day, he didn't miss a game. He took one day off his whole time in Texas. It's pretty remarkable what he accomplished in his years there.
A-Rod checks in as our second best shortstop. Had he remained at short, he might have been number one.
Hey Braves Country, we're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. First pitch to Jared Kelenic is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 right there at the knees, 0-2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Kelenic steps out of the box and digs back in. The 0-2. Whoa. Takes a low ball one, if you say so. Looked like it was right there on the edge. We'll take it. The 1-2. Down and away. 2-2. 2-2 count. Matz comes set. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him. Away. A little surprised they didn't pinch hit there. I mean, Kelenic has proven he cannot hit left-handed hitters. And we have Eli White and Stuart Fairchild, two right-handers on the bench. Very strange. It is late enough in the game where it does matter. That'll bring Orlando Arcia. Speaking of guys they should probably pinch hit for. First pitch on the way. Pops it up. High in the sky. Who wants it? Contreras will get it. One pitch, one out. Good job, Arcia. 2 away. That ball almost popped out of his glove. Man, I think they hired a new freeze this year. I'm pretty sure they did, because that guy doesn't look anything like the old freeze. He got smoked. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. I mean, I don't know where they hired this kid from. He looks much smaller than the old freeze. There's the 0-1's right there. 0-2. He got smoked. They showed the replay of it starting this inning. The guy who beat him looked like Secretariat. I mean, he beat him by 21 lengths. It was ridiculous. The 0-2 to Verdugo. 95 outside wide. 1-2. The 1-2. Changeup misses. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Caught looking, strike three. 95 on the outer black and didn't even budge. We'll be back in a flash. We head to the 7th. Tie it at 4. Who wants this game?
Did you know that if you sneeze and fart at the same time that your body takes a screenshot?
It's just weird, because seems like someone definitely touched my drum set.
Yeah, that is weird.
I know you touched my drum set, and I want to hear that dirty little mouth admit it.
You get out of my face, or I'm in a roundhouse.
You swear on your mom's life that you didn't touch it then. Where are you going?
Going upstairs, because I'm going to put my set on your drum set.
I have 2 moods. Really? What's the first? Constant panic and worry about every little detail. And the second? It is what it is.
Pittsburgh's legendary shortstop, Hannes Wagner.
Hannes Wagner is the only player who began his career before 1900, who is still regarded by most baseball historians as the greatest player ever at his position.
Powerful throwing arm, quickness, agility. This guy moved with ease and grace on the ball field, led the league in stolen bases many times.
Wagner won 8 batting titles, and he batted 300 or over for 17 straight years.
Hannes Wagner was the whole package. He was the 5-tool player. He was the Willie Mays at shortstop. You may argue there were better players, but I think it's tough to argue there were better all-around shortstops.
And Wagner rose to the occasion when it mattered most, like in the 1909 World Series.
Wagner outperformed Cobb during that World Series, out-hitting him by over 100 points. Wagner hit 333. Wagner had 6 stolen bases, and the Wagner's Pirates went on to win the series in 7 games.
Throughout the first 2 decades of the 20th century, Wagner made his case as one of the greatest players ever, and his achievements during that time still resonate today.
This man's accomplishments and abilities have stood the test of time for well over 100 years.
He was one of the 5 original members of the Baseball Hall of Fame and had as many votes as Babe Ruth.
Welcome back. Dylan Lee will go back to work, so if he goes much longer, I don't expect him to be available tomorrow. 1-0 misses outside wide to Arenado. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a slider. It's 1-1. Tomorrow it's Bryce Elder Day. At some point, it'll be A.J. Smith-Shawver taking over as the 1-2 pitch, or 1-1 pitch is swung on and whistled down the right field line. That ball is going, almost gone. Just went foul, just right of the foul pole. That was close. The 1-2. Swing, rips it over to first. Olsen's off his glove. He'll corral it, step on the bag. 1 away. Hard hit ball over there. He stayed with it as it came off his glove. But you've already used Bummer quite a bit, so if Lee goes too much longer, essentially what you're going to have is you're not going to have a lefty available, because remember, Suarez was DFA'd. Pitch on the way to Burleson is right there at the knees. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, rip and a miss. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider. 2 away. They did add Nathan Wiles to the roster, a right-hander. Well, I would expect he would be in only a blowout situation one way or the other. You still have De Los Santos down there and Daysbel Hernandez. Iglesias is the question mark, as the first pitch on the way is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Pierce Johnson. We've already used Montero, so he's out. That's about what you're looking at with what is left of the bullpen as Blewett and Bummer started the game off. The 0-2 chops it foul. One way or the other, you would be earmarking Pierce Johnson for either the back of this game or the back of tomorrow's game. The 0-2 lifted high into center field. Going back just before the warning track is Michael Harris II. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest by the Hawk. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Elon, you can't just call anything you want waste and just get rid of it. You can't do that. Like in the Department of Defense, we do like lots and lots of online training every year that's totally not a waste of time and teaches us great skills that we use every day. And you should not use Doge to eliminate that. You just please don't do that. Please.
This is how you answer a door in my neighborhood.
Batting third, playing right field, Roberto Clemente.
12-time All-Star and the league MVP in 1966, Roberto was one of the most dynamic players to ever put on a uniform.
Pittsburgh, they call him the Great One.
He's one of those guys that I would have paid to watch.
They're still trying to figure a way to pitch to this batting king.
4 batting titles, the 3,000 career hits, 317 lifetime average.
If Roberto can reach the ball, he'll swing at it.
Roberto could hit, oh yes, but his fielding was legendary.
Everybody knows he was a great hitter, but he was one of the most unbelievable right fielders.
Defensively, he had no peers.
His 12 gold gloves will attest to that.
A bullet for an arm.
Almost 5,000 outs could be traced directly to the great one.
He's going to try for third. It may be close. He's out.
Greatest right fielder in the game of baseball, Roberto Clemente. Bobby, congratulations on a great World Series.
The 71 World Series was a showcase. Did anybody ever have a better World Series?
Clemente hit .414 with 12 hits in those 7 games and cemented his legacy with one throw.
What a throw! And what a magnificent performance from Pittsburgh's right fielder, the great Roberto Clemente.
Hey y'all, it's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is Ultima. Hey honey, are you a Nissan? Because I want you Ultima self.
First pitch on the way to Austin Riley from Steven Matz is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 94, misses inside. 1-1. Austin Riley 2 for 3 on the day. 1-1. Changeup misses wide, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing! Chops it over towards third. Arenado has it. Fires it across to first. It's going to be a wide throw of the bag. And Arenado's having himself a very bad night over at third base. See how they score that. It might get some hometown cooking and be an infield single. But Arenado would tell you 99 times out of 100, he makes that play. Heck, 99 times out of 100, Austin Riley makes that play. It's a bad throw up the line. If it's on the money, he probably gets him by about a half step. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. It's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. They're giving him a base hit. So that's home cooking. I can tell you that right now. This game's being played in St. Louis. That would be an E5. The 0-1. Inside. 1-1. Which is a little weird if you think about it, because any way you look at it, you're either screwing over the fielder for an error or the pitcher for a base hit. The 1-1 to the Big Zoo. 94 inside, 2-1. 2-1 count. Braves and Cardinals are all tied up at 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-1 to the Big Zoo. Misses outside wide, ball 3-1. Be interesting to see if they lift Ozuna in the 7th. I think it might be a tad early. You could lift him for a pinch runner, but it would be a tad early considering it's only the 7th inning in a tie game. The 3-1, swing and a miss. 94, blew it right by him, 3-2. I'm not sure if Ozuna thought that was strike 3. He was acting like he was walking towards the dugout. He looked dejected, like he thought it was over. Either that or it was just a weird reaction. So a payoff pitch to the Big Zoo. Riley at first. The pitch down below the knees, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. See if they keep him in the game. Again, it might be a tad early. He's looking over to the dugout, and it looks like they're going to keep him in. Matt Olson, your batter, lefty-lefty. First pitch, 94, misses outside wide. It's 1-0. Braves 4. Cardinals 4. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Cardinals. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Braves. The 1-0 swung on and fouled back. 1-1. Matt Olson, his last time up, hit a solo shot over the left field wall. At the time, giving the Braves a 4-2 lead. Infield is back and to the right. Huge hole on the left side. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Sinker blew it right by him on the outer edge. It's 1-2. Just a touch behind that pitch. Olson now batting, still only .244, but up from what it was just a handful of days ago. The 1-2 to Matty. Swing! That ball's belted high. That ball's belted deep. Going back on the track. Walker makes the catch, but Riley's going to get all the way to third. That was a big league pop fly, and your Atlanta Braves have the go-ahead run at third base. Man, he just got under that too. 9 times out of 10, that thing's heading towards the chop house. Just a touch underneath it. But a big shot like that, now Riley is at third with good speed. Ozzie the batter. It's still Ozuna at third. At that point, I could understand why they may pinch run for him there to try to steal to get out of the double play situation, but it looks like they're going to leave him in. Lefty, righty. Ozzie, first pitch. Change up top. First strike, it's 0-1. Braves 4, Cards 4. Bottom 7. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. Jam shot. This will not get Riley home. This is basically an infield pop fly that Jordan Walker catches. He almost airmailed that. He almost did us a huge favor. I don't even know why he threw it towards home. All he was doing is asking for trouble. If the pitcher, Matz, doesn't cut that thing off, it's going to go over the head of Paez. Where Paez was stationed at, he would have had no shot at that. So they're very fortunate that Matz was heads up enough to cut that pitch off, cut that throw off. So now Michael Harris will come to the plate. First pitch on the way, 94 down the pipe. It's 0-1. Remember, the Cardinals, their closer is well rested. He has not pitched in about a week. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 1-1. Harris would just need any kind of a dink over the infield. The Braves would take a 1-run lead. You could also score on an error and then obviously a wild pitch. The 1-1 swing, chops it over towards second. Gorman has it, flips it to Wynn, who's standing at second, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten but can't come through when it's needed. The jam shot by Ozzie ends the rally. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Being an adult is not that bad. As long as you're okay with constantly doing things you don't want to do every day forever, it can be really fun.
John Smoltz.
So the first thing we want to know is, if you had to strike out any player, past or present, who would you want it to be?
That's a great question. There's a lot of people that would come to mind that I didn't face.
Yeah.
But the ones that I faced that I always had trouble with was Tony Gwynn. So I would say Tony Gwynn. We faced him 350 times between me, Glavin, Maddox, and Pedro Martinez, and struck him out 3 times.
It's time for number 5.
The exciting youngster who went straight from the sandlots to right field on the Detroit Tiger team, leaping Al Kaline.
Few players in baseball history win a batting title at the tender age of 20, but that's precisely what Al Kaline did in 1955.
Kaline's 340 really stood out. The next highest average was 319, and that year was like a launching pad for him. Shot him up high up into the baseball firmament, and he stayed there for the next 2 decades.
No matter what the pitcher threw, Kaline adapted.
You throw him sinker away, he would hit the line drive to right center field.
And there's a line drive single to center.
But if you made a mistake on the inside half of the plate, boom, he hits the ball out of Tiger Stadium.
The 15-time All-Star cracked 399 home runs and took his place in the 3,000-hit club. In the field, he was poetry in motion, earning 10 Gold Gloves along the way.
I never saw Kaline misplay a ball.
Al Kaline is beloved in Detroit, home for his entire 22-year career. Look no further than the statue of him leaping to make still another catch in right.
He's the greatest Tiger of all time, as far as I'm concerned. He set the standard for me and every other Tiger.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac McGee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. It will be De Los Santos coming in. Aniel De Los Santos The 3.72 ERA, 30% strikeout rate. He's set to face Paez, the hind catcher of the St. Louis Cardinals. Victor Scott, their center fielder, and Mason Wynn, so the 7, 8, 9 batters here in the order. Righty, first pitch on the way. Swing, chops it foul in between home and first. It's 0-1. We couldn't get the file to load for the 7th, so we're going to have an 8th inning stretch, assuming it loads. I think we got it figured out. Got stuck in perpetual motion, so we ended up we're doing an audio clip during that inning. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Just saw someone in the crowd with the old school Dale Murphy 80s blue jersey. I've got one of those, man. You can't beat that jersey. The 1-1 count. Swing, chops it over towards first. Olsen's got it. He'll call off Enel and step on the bag. 1 down. The magic inning for the Braves on this homestand has been the 8th, and we got the 8th inning coming up next. So maybe a little more magic is in there. Smurf will be leading us off, followed by, unless they go for a change, pinch hitter, which is very possible. It's Kelenic and Arcia to follow. Victor Scott the second. First pitch on the way, chops it towards the first base side, but foul. It's 0-1. It's very interesting to me. We have 2 guys in this game, both play center field, and both of them go by the second. Not junior, but the second. The 0-1, swung on and fisted down into left field, and that's down for a base hit. Arcia tries to cut it off, kind of boots it, and then fires it into second, and Scott's going to easily get into second base. Arcia was trying to cut it to keep him to a 1 base, and as he slid, he kind of knocked the ball, kind of shot out of his glove. I would think that's going to be a straight up double, but we'll see how they play it. Because if he doesn't make what would basically be a sensational play, it's going to roll away from Arcia. But I do wonder if he just runs over there and gets it and doesn't try to slide, make a hero play, if Victor Scott may have stayed where he was at. First pitch on the way, slider right there for a strike to win. It's 0-1. Righty matchup, 1 down. Scott standing at second base. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It hit the zone. It hit the top of the zone. You can see it on your screen, but it didn't get the call. Another bad call by Jordan Baker. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. The ball kicks away, and Scott is going to easily cruise on over to third to go-ahead run. They get the lead here. You might see Halsey for a 2-inning save, considering the fact they're on a long losing streak and they have not used their closer in a week. So the infield will have to come in now because of 2 defensive miscues. The 2-1 swing, slices it foul, 2-2. De Los Santos could really use a strikeout here or a pop out. The infield drawn in. Wynn's just looking to poke it over anybody's head or rifle it through the hole. And the infield is, though they're in, they're playing to the left, so here's a huge hole on the right side. The 2-2, they set up outside wide. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase the slider off the plate. Good pitch. 2 down. Wynn stuck the bat out there to try to make some contact to stay alive, and he whiffed by a good 4 or 5 inches off the plate by the time he hit the mitt of Murph. So 2 down. There's a delay, not sure what that's about. as Contreras will come to the plate. Infield is now back and to the left. Still a huge hole on the right side as they walked. They automatically walked Nootbaar. So runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch, right there for a strike, slider on the inside. It's 0-1. Murph was set up on the outside. Almost got crossed up there because the slider bit to the inside, but it was in the strike zone. Sometimes you don't get that call, but he did that time. Mets lead the Phillies 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. The Mets are batting the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider off the edge just like the one he struck out Wynn with. It's 0-2. One thing you got to be worried, though, that slider is the one that got away and kicked to the backstop. So De Los Santos just got to make sure these finds the glove. The 0-2. Check swing foul. That slider got a little bit too much of the zone. It was kind of an excuse me swing. It's 0-2. Braves 4, Cardinals 4, top of the 8th. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The number 2 hitter, Contreras, Wilson type, standing at the plate. The 0-2. Did he go around? They check down the line. He did not. First base umpire Stu Sherwater said that Contreras held up. It was close. Ooh, that was really close. That was closer than I thought it was. That's a 50-50 call. If you got a red ball cap on, you think it's a ball. If you got a blue one on, you said that's a strike. The 1-2. Swing! Fouls it back. Slider. Fisted inside. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. The infield is back and to the left. The outfield is straight away, but the game right now is at the plate. The 1-2 from De Los Santos. This is outside wide. Tried to go to that slider again. It's 2-2. Two count. Kicks and fires. Swing! Fouls it back. Three of the 6 pitches that have been thrown have been that slider on the outside edge. The 2-2 to Contreras. They set up top. Fastball high and inside. Little chin music. Full count. Standing on deck is Gorman. As the runner at first heads down to second. Defensive indifference on that call. You had a full count. Runners at second and third. The infield is back and to the left. Olsen no longer holding on the runner. The 3-2. Brings it. Misses wide, ball 4. He flips the bat like he hit a home run or something. Instead, he'll jog on down to first on a free pass. The bases are now loaded. You got nowhere to put the batter. Gorman due up. Nolan Gorman, who's 0 for 4 tonight, struck out in the first, grounded out in the third, struck out in the 5th, and then grounded out in the 6th. Smurf goes up there to talk to De Los Santos, make sure that they're on the own page. You're going to have a righty-lefty matchup. This could be the game right here, this at bat. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Big spot in the ball game here. De Los Santos about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. First pitch on the way to Gorman. Fastball, 97. Kisses the black. It's 0-1. If you believe in trends, he's due for a strikeout because he struck out, grounded out, struck out, flew out. We'll take any kind of an out here, though. The 0-1. Inside 96, 1-1. Gorman's batting .229 on the year with a home run and 4 RBI and even 700 OPS. Braves 4, Cardinals 4. Bases loaded, the 1-1. Swing! That ball's ripped down the right field line. That ball's going to be trouble. 1 run will score. Here comes another run. 2 runs will score. They're sending a 3rd run, and they're going to call him safe. It's 7-4 St. Louis. And the free passes costs the Braves a bases clearing triple for the Redbirds. Ball was hit deep into the corner. On the play, as that ball rattled off the wall, it died right at the wall. And if he is actually safe, I don't know if they're going to take a look at it or not. We'll see what happens. What cost them was that as Kelnick's coming over there, a hard hit ball that's coming off the wall, and they are challenging it. He hit a ball 99 times out of 100. That ball chops off the wall, and Kelnick's able to get it in faster. It died almost like a golf divot. So he had to then take a step in, grab the ball, and that might have cost him. Looking at the replay, they haven't shown a real good. I think he's safe. This is one of those you might as well challenge it. Yeah, he's safe. I think that's one of those ones they're just hoping as opposed to thinking that he's out. Man, a valiant effort from this bullpen may fall short. That ball got way too much of the plate, and Gorman smoked it down the right field line. But we still have 6 outs to play with offensively, so don't go anywhere because this team has put on some magic in the 8th inning. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. If you remember, the Cardinals took the lead last night into the bottom of the 8th, and the Braves exploded once again. The 0-1. Just below the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, 1-2. Tomorrow's game, it's Mikolas versus, as Nathan Wiles is warming up in the bullpen, it's Mikolas versus Elder. The 1-2 swing ripped over to third. Riley's got it. Hard hit ball, but an atom ball. He'll float it over to first. That ball was a bad throw, but Olsen scooped it out of the dirt, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cardinals grab a 3-run lead when we come back. Bottom of the order, due up in the 8th.
It's okay to be white. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be straight. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be you. But it's never okay to stop at a yellow light when we both should have made it, bitch.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. Down it, crap! I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I must be in the front row.
Come on.
Seats, hey, buddy. He missed the tag. He missed the tag.
The 9 greatest third basemen. No position in baseball sizzles quite like the hot corner. So let's meet the best third baseman of all time. Beginning with number 9. During a 5-year stretch starting in 1910, the Philadelphia Athletics captured 4 pennants and won 3 World Series.
The A's of 1910 to 14 were one of the greatest teams in baseball history.
The infielders on this team, one of baseball's first modern-era dynasties, were so good they were called the $100,000 infield. Manning third in this pricey unit was Frank Home Run Baker, who from 1911 through 14 name was among the most feared power hitters in baseball.
During those 4 seasons, he led the league in home runs. He led the league in RBI. He was 4th in total bases. He was 5th in times reaching base. And for good measure, he was also 7th in stolen bases.
He was a power guy in an era that didn't really favor power.
He became known as Home Run Baker not because of his continuing accomplishments, but for 2 swings of the bat in the 1911 World Series, when he hit home runs in successive games against Rube Marquardt and then Christy Mathewson. The first won the game, the second tied the game. He was the key to the Philadelphia Athletics championships.
Yeah, I'd like to bet $100.
You want to pick a team?
No, just take it.
Welcome back. Sean Murphy is going to be your batter to lead us off. And it's going to be Leahy to come back. Kyle Leahy, the right-hander with a 1.93 ERA. First pitch on the way to Smurf is a 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss, slider down and away, 0-2. 0-2 count. Braves trail by 3. The 0-2, did he go around? They checked down the line. They're going to say that he did. Strike 3. Have to see the replay on that. I never trust too sure, Warrior. Yeah, he went around. One down. Kid Kelnick will be the batter. First pitch, swing, pops it up. High into left field. And that'll bend out of play, foul. It's 0-1. Leahy, you remember, came in last night. 1 inning of shutout ball. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Changeup. Drake Baldwin is standing on deck, so he'll hit for Arcia. Is the 0-2. That ball's going to get fluttered toward left field, but wins underneath it, making the running backhanded catch 2 away. Thought that was going to have a chance to drop down. It just got a little too much air on it. Drake Baldwin's your batter, batting for Arcia. He'll most likely get the start tomorrow with the day game following a night game, giving Smurf the day off. Infield is back into the right. Arenado over at third, level with the bag by his lonesome. Righty-lefty matchup. Baldwin with 2 home runs on the year. The first pitch, swing, chops it over to second. This is going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down. We couldn't have made it any easier for them. We'll be back in a flash. Let's get up and stretch as we head to the 9th.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. Me out to the ball. Hey, me out to the night. Find me something up crack to jack.
Welcome back. Nathan Wiles is coming on, the big right-hander. He has a 0.64 ERA in 3 games with Gwinnett. An opponent batting average of 184. Now, here's something alarming if this is true. Five strikeouts to 15 walks. First pitch on the way, 95 off the plate. It's 1-0. If that's true, the number we just saw there, buckle up. This could be a long 9th inning. 1-0. Burleson, the batter. Swing. That ball's belted down the right field line. Just foul. That ball got smoked. If it was straight, it would have went over the chop house. Good. 9-eye ring. He didn't fool anybody with that changeup. The 1-1. Changeup off the edge. Swatted back foul. It's 1-2. Burleson 1 for 4 on the day. Single in the 6th and a run scored. They set up inside. Here we go again. The 1-2. Swing. Pops it up. Down the third base side. Plenty foul. Over the dugout. We'll do it again. This is a spot filler that he'll most likely be sent back down after tomorrow. The 1-2. Swing. Dribbles it through the infield. Diving attempt by Riley, but he had no chance to get to it. It was perfectly placed in between third and short. As Allen is now in for Arcia. I guess technically he's in for Baldwin, as Baldwin came in for Arcia to pinch hit last inning. Other than that, everyone else has stayed the same on both sides. First pitch on the way to Jordan Walker is a cutter. Says he missed it. It hit the track. It's 1-0. And I would be saying I'll be glad when this game's over because Jordan Baker's a bum. But Stu Sherwater's worse. The 1-0. Hit hard into left field, drifting over, making the catch is Verdugo. He'll flip it back into the infield. 1 down. Sherwater on a getaway day is going to be interesting. I'm just telling you, if you are a batter thinking you're going to work the count, you're probably not. You better be ready to swing early and often. Righty-righty matchup. Paez the batter. First pitch swinging. Rips it into right field. Sliced it off the edge of his bat. Kelnick cuts it off. Fires it back into the infield. They'll go station to station, leading by 3. And there's 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. It's not all the way over. What I do remember last year, we faced Ryan Helsley. And he had a 3-run lead going into one of our games here in Trucy. He almost blew the save. We ended up a run shy of it, but we put a scare into him because I remember the bases were loaded and we had the tying run at third. So it's not over, but we need to try to keep it right here at 3. The 0-1. 86 misses outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. And Helsley's a very good reliever. He's not one that people like in Braves country, but he's a very good reliever. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. If you're wondering about Ryan Helsley, it looks like he's warming up in the Cardinals bullpen. He is the guy that whined in 2019 about the tomahawk chop. When they took all the foam chops out of the seats during the playoffs, the 2-1. Slice into left field. That is going to get down. That's going to be trouble. Burleson's going to lumber around third. He'll score. Paez will stay at third. And it's 8-4 St. Louis. Runners on second and third. Yeah, Wiles is literally here just to try to eat innings. I mean, that's all This kid does not have the stuff to be in the majors. I'd say he's probably was sent up because he has MLB options, and they didn't want to send another guy that if they sent him down when AJ came up or whoever they decided to start, they would lose depth in their system. First pitch on the way is swung on and popped up high and deep into right field. Making the catch is Kelenic. Runner will come home and score, and it's 9-4. Both runners will advance 90 feet. Braves trail by 5 now. With Helsley already up and pitching, I'd say he's still going to come in, I would think, because he hasn't pitched in a week. And I can't imagine Marmol's going to get him up and say, don't worry about it, don't come in. And we saw what happened last night. When you put a closer in a game when the game's not on the line, sometimes funny things happen. First pitch on the way. Cutter. Called for a high strike. It's 0-1. That pitch was out of the zone. That might have been a Jordan Baker. All right, it's enough already. Let's go ahead and get this game wrapped up. The 0-1. Misses high. 1-1. 1-1 count. Newt Barr, the batter. The pitch. Swing. Rifles it foul. 1-2. We're going to come on the air tomorrow. We're aiming for 11:30, but it'll probably be closer to 11:45 tomorrow. So I'll be racing home to try to get here to bring you the game. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2. And you would just expect that once again you're going to need runs because Elder has not been good this year. 2-2 count. Brings it. In the dirt, 3-2. Changeup misses. Braves trail 9-4. 1 point. It was 4-2 Atlanta. Heading into the 6th inning. The 3-2 swung on, slapped into right field. It's now 10-4. Newt Barr with another RBI. 10 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Cardinals. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Braves. Kind of figured that's what this would be with the bullpen game. But when it was looking up in the 7th, now to be fair, when they gave up that hit in the last inning to make it 7-4, they kind of waved the white towel putting Wiles in. Wiles was only coming in a game out of hand. The four-seam fastball misses high and into Contreras. It's 1-0. If De Los Santos is able to get out of that jam in the 8th, you never see Wiles come out of that pen. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Kicks and brings it. Swing, chops it foul, 1-2. Contreras, who is 2 for 3. Boston held on to beat Seattle 8-3. The 1-2. Swats it foul. Do it again. Phillies lead the Mets 5-1. They're going into the 7th on that one. Rockies and Royals tied at 3. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wiles gets himself a strikeout, if nothing else. And that'll end the inning. But not before he coughs up 3 more runs. It's 10-4. See if we can have some late inning magic here with the Bravos trailing by 6.
The stat that stands out is Ted Williams. Ted Williams played more games in the 5 years where he also fought in World War II for, I think, 3 of those 5 years than Anthony Rendon has played in the 5 years he's been an Angel. That's a hell of a stat right there.
Tonight's random complaint. When someone's doing a live and they say, I won't talk until you make me laugh. You know what? You. I don't have time to make you laugh.
It's really easy pitching when you got defense like ours, I tell you.
Anything make you nervous?
Caves, mainly. I don't see any caves out here. We're in the south. It's not the desert. That's where I find most caves are probably at.
Frank Robinson, he was one of the most competitive players I've ever seen.
The 21-year-old slugging sensation, Robinson, will develop into one of the game's greatest hitters.
But Frank went beyond even that, for he excelled in every facet of the game.
I asked him, why did you stand up on the plate like you did? And he said, it's hard to throw the ball inside, isn't it? If you did it one time, I tip my hat to you. If you miss by 3 inches, I'll take you out of the ballpark.
For 10 years with the Reds, Frank launched home runs at a prolific pace.
Frank Robinson bombs one over the left center field fence.
But Cincinnati then traded him to Baltimore. There's no greater fury than a slugger with a grudge.
Did I have something to prove? Yes.
So he promptly won the Triple Crown, earned the MVP award, and led his new team to a World Series title.
And the Orioles win.
Robinson went on to charm the Charm City with memorable moments and milestones.
Fly ball well hit deep left field. It is going to be the 500th home run.
We should never forget just how great Frank Robinson was.
A lot of people overlook Frank Robinson. Frank was as good as anybody.
Your home for the classic call, Braves Country Baseball.
You shut up! You shut up! I'm so scared right now, you shut up! Are you doing this? No, I'm doing this.
First pitch on the way to Verdugo to start the inning is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Swing, rips it over to second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. 1-1. Braves trail 10-4. Helsley is in the game. That's one of those things where the guy hasn't pitched in a week. They get him warm, and all of a sudden the game's out of hand. They're like, man, you got to get in there and pitch anyways. Austin Riley, the batter, he's 3 for 4. First pitch, swinging, 99 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. You'd love it if somehow the Braves could put some kind of a charge in here, because if you could wear him out a little bit and make him more for the wear tomorrow if he were to come in, the 0-1, down and away 1-0. Because I would think he's going to be a part of their plans tomorrow, because his first showing in a week, and even though it's a night game after a day game, both teams are off on Thursday, so they're trying to stop the bleeding in their own right. The 1-1, swing and a miss, slider, it's 1-2. Standing on deck is Ozuna. The 1-2. Whoa, up high. 2-2. Surprised he got the call there considering the score. The 2-2 count. 98 misses high, 3-2. Other scores going around. The Dodgers lead the Cubs 10-7. So we're not the only ones out there with that shutdown defense tonight. Payoff pitch in the dirt, ball 4. And Austin Riley will head on down to first. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, righty-righty. First pitch on the way to Marcell is 98 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Misses high. 1-1. 1-1 count. And if Marcell could connect one of these high 90s fastballs by Helsley, that thing would break the sound barrier. The 1-1. Misses high, 2-1. Olsen stands on deck. Riley at first. The 2-1. Inside almost gets him. Ball 3-1, 97 miles an hour. But like I said before, these closers, they come into these games where they're far out of reach. It's not a given that they're going to come in and just mow you down. So you'd like to at least put a scare into them. 3-1 count. Swing, rifles it foul. Do it again. You got a full count to Ozuna. The infield is back and to the left. The payoff pitch. Inside ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. So, what do you know? What do you say? They will pinch. That's a weird one. They're going to pinch run for Marcel. That might be because of the hip inflammation. But if you were going to actually try to come back from a 6-run deficit, you'd want Marcel's bat in that order when he comes back around. Paez goes out there and talks to Helsley real quick. Probably something to the effect, what are you doing, son? We're up by 6. Quit nibbling. I want to go get a beer. One swing of the bat here. That won't do much. We'll still be down by 3, but it'd be fun to watch. Righty-lefty matchup. Olsen, the batter. Pitch on the way. Swing. Swats it foul. 99. Bit behind that one. It's on 1. Olsen's already hit 1 home run tonight. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh-2 count. Matt Olsen bringing his inner Travis d'Arnaud to the plate as the 0-2 swung on, fouled away. Do it again. He's got the alfalfa popping out the back out of his helmet like Travis d'Arnaud always did. Never seen that with Olsen before. I didn't even know he had enough hair to do that. The 0-2 count. Helsley brings it. A little below the knees, strike 3, but it is 10-4 in the 9th. And if Olsen thinks he's going to work his way aboard, it's a little bit of a stretch, especially with Jordan Baker at the plate. It was definitely below the knees, but it was so close you got to swing. Ozzie Albies the batter. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Regardless, even with that going on, what's going on in the dugout? The 0-1 down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Righty, lefty. Three more bloops and a blast, and we're back in this one. The 1-1 swing, rips it down the first base line. Braves are down to their last strike. It's a 1-2 count. First and second with 2 outs. If Ozzie were to keep it going, Michael Harris stands on deck, smurfing the hole. The 1-2. Helsley, his 22nd pitch. Swing! That ball is going to be laced over to second. Making the catch is Gorman. That's fitting because he would probably get their game ball if this was a St. Louis cast. He's the one that had the 3-run double that really put the game into the driver's seat for the Cardinals. Braves lose a tough one. Their 4-game losing streak comes to an end. But to win tomorrow, not only win this series, but we would go 5-1 at home. And that ain't nothing before we hit the road to go to Arizona and Colorado. We'll see you tomorrow, Braves country. 12:15 first pitch. I'll get here as soon as I can, but I'll be here by first pitch for sure. We'll see you tomorrow. There won't be a pregame show. Braves lose it 10-4. Bullpen game. Not really a shocker, but it's Bryce Elder tomorrow. So everyone sleep tight. Everything's going to be fine. Bryce Elder is going to the bump for your Atlanta Braves. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.